call? I mean, what does that money get used for?
Everybody likes subs.
It is better
The
bread,
store,
better
the
subs.
place that sold the ticket also benefits.
Yeah, they do.
From this, from a cash perspective as well. So I saw California. I don't know, maybe this is just me, and I was somewhat relieved because had it been in Wisconsin in like a 50-mile radius of where I live, I would have felt like I messed up. Like I screwed up and I could have had the ticket. So there was something relieving to me that it was from a different state.
I get that. I totally get that. But the hell with California. I don't want them to win anything ever. I understand.
Good luck, Montana. You're up next.
Right. Yes. Montana, good job. 3:15 at WTMJ. Up next, analysis of what's happening in Israel and what it could mean for the United States.
Wisconsin's Morning News.
Things you don't want to hear from your mechanic, your doctor, or the head coach from your football team.
Listen to Vince Vetrano every weekday starting at 6 a.m.
Obviously searching for a little bit of answers right now. I think
don't want to hear that.
Start the day with what you need to know.
Things like looking for answers, and I thought we did that last week, but I guess we'll try again this week.
I thought we already fixed that in the car.
Only here on Wisconsin's radio station, News Radio WTMJ.
Connecting hounds and humans to make every day a play day. Talking about my favorite place, it's the Hounds and Tap in Menominee Falls. We rely on the Hounds and Tap for doggy daycare, boarding, professional grooming services, all right there in one facility. 12,000 square feet, 3 acres of land. It's absolutely gorgeous. A new facility as well. We even stop by every once in a while to catch a beer, watch a game, and explore one of their food trucks that they have arriving. It really is an incredible place to hang out. Very easy to find right off Silver Spring in Menominee Falls. Professional grooming services, trained dog handlers, incredibly clean facility. This place was designed for dogs, not a retrofit. Check out their Facebook page, the Hounds and Tap Facebook page. You'll see dozens of pictures of happy dogs enjoying their time. You never have to worry if you take your dog to the daycare services or for boarding at the Hounds and Tap. And tell them I sent you. Tell them you heard it here. The Hounds and Tap, the ultimate hangout for hounds and humans.
So I came to Advent because I was experiencing recurrent sinus infections. As a new mom, it was really kind of difficult.
Many of our patients complain of sinus infections. The headaches, fatigue, and nasal stuffiness have a profound effect on their lives.
I just felt like your sickness starts affecting your energy level and, the things that you really enjoy doing. That really was a breaking point for me.
So Molly came to Advent. Abnormally tight sinuses and swollen turbinates led to simple breathing triangle solutions that ended up taking about 20 minutes in office. And very soon thereafter, she was breathing freely.
I'm just in awe at the amount of air that that I'm able to breathe in and out each night, and I haven't had a sinus infection since the procedure.
I'm Dr. Madan Kandula. When you breathe well, you do live better.
Results may vary.
You're gonna love it, you're gonna love it all when you shop at St. Vincent de Paul. Old things, new things here for you. We're always changing, we're always new. So many friendly people, smiles from wall to wall. You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul. You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
Debbie Lazaga, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, John. Yeah, we got some big delays along southbound 41. Right now, we are at 37 minutes to get from Highway Q to the zoo. A 23-minute backup delays coming in from just south of Good Hope Road all the way down past Burleigh. Southbound 43 slowing down from Good Hope all the way to about Locust. Well, I'll make that North Avenue. It's stretched out a little bit there. And then we've got a little bit more of a delay right through the Marquette proper. Southbound right now, Brown Deer Road to downtown will take you about 28 minutes, with the northbound side showing up at a 14-minute ride, a 3-minute delay between downtown and Brown Deer. And don't forget, if you happen to see something we should know about, call the WTMJ Hall Mazda traffic tip line at 414-238-9329. Visit Hall Mazda to support their Drive Out Cancer event. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The The WTMJ 5-day forecast. Tonight, showers likely, a low of 52. Tomorrow, moderate to heavy rain, windy, a high of 58. More rain on Saturday and windy, a high of 57. Sunday, now they're saying a chance for showers, mostly lakeside, but breezy, not that great, a high of 55. And on Monday, chance for rain, breezy, a high of 55 degrees. It's currently 55. Former FBI agent Brad Garrett is ABC News crime and terrorism analyst. He is with us from Washington this afternoon. Brad, good afternoon. Thanks for being with us.
Hey, John.
How is it possible for a group of ragtag terrorists to infiltrate and get inside one of the most secure nations in the world?
Well, I suppose the simple answer is a surprise attack that they successfully pulled off. You know, keep in mind they didn't have to go very far to do the initial shooting and killing that they did, because they went to establishments, settlements, etc., literally just next to Gaza. So as they knock down the wall and go in with vehicles and paragliders and whatever, I think there either wasn't military close by, or they picked a day, and I think it might have been a Jewish holy day or a holiday of some sort that day. Maybe there were less security people around, but it's amazing that you could amass that many people, because you're talking about hundreds of people going into Israel, and not to have been initially stopped, and apparently not stopped for, I think, quite a while, because they had killed a lot of people before Israel was able to react. So, you know, there's a lot of guessing, I suppose, but there seems to be some consistent reporting that this particular attack has been in the planning with the help of Iran for about 2 years.
Clearly, they were caught off guard, Brad. You know, looking at the origins of the Hamas, I know this is it started off as a political arm, but should they be looked at as dangerous a terrorist organization as ISIS or Al-Qaeda?
Well, they are. They are what the U.S. calls a designated terrorist organization, just like ISIS, just like Al-Qaeda, just like Al-Shabaab. I mean, I can name off a long list. But the point being, they are. And they're treated as such. But, you know, they get their money, training, and equipment to a large extent from Iran. I mean, I'm talking hundreds of millions of dollars. And it appears that there were a number of meetings between Iran, and I'm going to guess that's going to be the Revolutionary Guard, which is the sort of the terrorist arm, if you will, of Iran, to plan this attack. I think and that all makes sense to me. What's is the big mystery, of course, is how they were able to either keep it a secret, or they were able to secretly launch this, and maybe not telling the people that were the participants maybe until a few hours before they actually launched. I don't know. I mean, it tends to be the way. If you want to keep the word from getting spread, you just don't tell anybody until the last minute. So I don't know. That's just me guessing.
ABC's Brad Garrett is with us. So now Israel has indicated that they are likely to destroy Hamas and destroy Gaza if they have to as part of that. How will other Arab countries likely react if it's that large scale?
So the concern, obviously, is the ground war, which Israel is about to launch. You're talking about going house to house, building to building, and destroying it and or killing people in those buildings. So the death count could be extremely high, and it also could be high for the Israelis. I think the concern is that it could well outrage some Arab countries. And so at that point, would they come to the aid of Hamas? And also, could it then at some point draw us, the U.S., into this conflict? I mean, it could become, in other words, much bigger than it already is.
I want to ask you about, based on your experience, how the FBI and other agencies will help locate U.S. citizens in Gaza. If we have hostages being held in Gaza, what are we doing right now? How are we collaborating with the Israelis? How are we using our assets? How is that likely playing out?
So, obviously there's an FBI office in Israel, and there would be a coordinated effort with the CIA, the FBI, and all the other intelligence law enforcement agencies that work in Israel, along with, because they're an ally, along with obviously hundreds of other people who collect intelligence. But the point being is that I'm sure the FBI is feeding whatever they're getting from sources, from electronic collection, whatever it might be, to Israel. The big problem, obviously, is you've got the Gaza Strip, which is basically about the size of 2 districts of Columbia. Well, that's where I live, and it's small. So you're talking about 2.5 million people living in a really small area. So that's complicating, because even if you could locate some of the hostages, let's say, in a building, how do you effectively go in and get them without, them being killed? I mean, the element of surprise in those kind of settings is, next to impossible. It's not totally impossible, but really difficult. But the point being, the FBI and others would be working with Israel to figure that out. Because there's going to be sources in Gaza that know where some of the hostages are. And the question is, are they able to get the word out?
Hey, quickly, are you more optimistic or pessimistic that if there are Americans held hostage, they get out of Gaza alive?
I think it's hard to be optimistic about any of it at this point, only because I always have to look at these things from both sides. What's in the mind of Hamas even doing this to begin with? And so they've almost sort of gone down a road of no return. And so what would be their incentive in releasing them? That's my concern. I mean, I was a hostage negotiator, and you always look for what's the out for the person you're talking to that's holding somebody. And I'm not sure what that would be in this case. Your bargaining hand as a negotiator would be probably pretty weak.
ABC's Brad Garrett, crime and terrorism analyst. Thank you so much, Brad.
You're welcome. Take care.
It is 3:26 at WTMJ. Time for the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Stocks break their winning streak today. Everything in the red. The S&P was off 27 points. The Dow was down 173. The NASDAQ off 85. And the Russell 2000 was down 39 points. That's 2 full percentage points. Annex Wealth Management. Know the difference.
It was bound to happen. Over your career, investments came along for the ride. The first 401k, brokerage account, profit sharing, stock options, pension, another 401k, an insurance policy, an annuity. You get the picture. At Annex Wealth Management, we believe every portfolio tells a story. After all, we've seen, reviewed, dissected, discussed, and analyzed thousands of them. Some portfolios are like well-tended gardens and reflect diligence, patience, fortitude, and optimism. Others tell the story of being sold commission products that might not have been the best choice, maybe for the salesperson, but not for the investor. When the financial planning team at Annex reviews your portfolio, we spot what works, what might not, and then provide unbiased suggestions based on what's important, the retirement you desire. That's where the good stuff happens. Every portfolio tells a story. Let's work on yours. Investment, retirement, tax, and estate planning. As a fee-only fiduciary, that's our story. Head to AnnexWealth.com, click the Get Started button. That's AnnexWealth.com.
I'm attorney David Gruber. You've heard our slogan thousands of times, but we are much more than just one call. We are one team, one community, one family, and we're the one law firm that can get you the results and compensation you deserve after a serious accident. Call Gruber Law Offices today. One call, that's all.
Natural gas is a clean, reliable, and convenient source of energy delivered directly to you through underground pipelines. The pipeline system has an excellent safety record, but there are clues that can help you identify a potential hazard. If you smell the strong odor of rotten eggs, hear an unusual hissing sound, or see blowing dirt or debris, it could be a natural gas leak. Leave the area immediately and call We Energies at 800-261-5325.
We Energies. People you can trust. Energy you can depend on.
Do the changing seasons have you dreaming of that perfect sun-kissed getaway? From the Caribbean and Mexico to Hawaii or Florida, Fox World Travel's expert travel advisors can recommend their favorite beach resorts with Apple Vacations or island hopping cruises with Princess Cruises and Royal Caribbean. What are you waiting for? Don't miss out on the best savings of the season. Visit foxworldtravel.com or call 866-GO-FOX-GO. There are memories to be made, and Fox has the expertise to get you there.
Get the help you need Saturday morning with How To Radio. At 7, it's the WTMJ Fix It Show with David Nason, featuring this week's guest, Olson's Outdoor Power Equipment. At 9, plan your dream vacation with the Fox World Travel Show. And at 10, get financial guidance during Money Talk. Contact Annex Wealth Management for an unbiased review of your investments at annexwealth.com. How To Radio, Saturday mornings on WTMJ.
Traffic is sponsored by Harwood Place Senior Living. Join Harwood Place Retirement for a moving and downsizing seminar October 26th from 1 to 3 p.m. To RSVP or to schedule a tour, visit harwoodplace.org.
Wisconsin's afternoon news on Wisconsin's radio station, News Radio WTMJ.
It's 3:30. I'm Wyatt Barmore-Pooley. Your top story, continuing fallout in the Middle East.
I'm Debbie Lazaga, and we do still have some delays. Southbound on 41 slowing down from about Good Hope Road all the way down through the Capitol Drive area to Burleigh. Northbound slowing down from Blue Mound Road up past Swan Boulevard. Southbound on 43, a heavy ride from Bender Road all the way down through the Marquette and onto the high-rise bridge on 4394. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Windy with light showers likely tonight. Less than a quarter inch of rain, a low of 53. Tomorrow's going to be cloudy with rain. That'll be heavy in the afternoon. An inch or two of rain is likely, a high of 57. It's 54 degrees in Milwaukee at 3:31. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, the U.S. is sending warships to the Mediterranean Sea as Israel fights Hamas. But ABC's Andy Field tells us no American troops will join the combat.
While Israel welcomes U.S. military aid and ammunition, it's not asking Americans to fight alongside them.
They don't want foreign troops on their soil. That they want to prosecute these operations on their own.
National Security spokesman John Kirby says the U.S. show of force in the sea is there to deter other nations from attacking Israel. Andy Field, ABC News, Washington.
We're seeing scattered showers today in Milwaukee, but heavy rain is on the way to southeast Wisconsin. Storm Team 4 meteorologist Brendan Johnson tracking the radar. He expects mid-Friday to see the brunt of it.
This is going to generate some moderate to even heavy pockets of rainfall for that late morning and early middle part of the afternoon time frame. So that's our real big opportunity for some pretty good rainfall amounts.
Like I said, the southeast Wisconsin, most of it can expect 1 to 2 inches of rain coming tomorrow. Impeachment is not off the table. Wisconsin State Assembly Speaker Robin Vos explains that focusing on actions while in office is the reason he's pausing his pursuit of impeachment of Wisconsin Supreme Court Justice Janet Protasewicz.
I think Justice Protasewicz made a mistake in not recusing, but she has said she can be an independent jurist. If we see that the contributions that the Democratic Party made to her, expecting a result in that will certainly be something that we have to keep on the table.
Justice Protasewicz declined to recuse herself from the redistricting case, stating she never promised or pledged to rule with any political influence. Traveling internationally is going to get easier for some passport holders. Milwaukee Mitchell International Airport is hosting its first ever Global Entry enrollment starting next Wednesday. Global Entry is the U.S. Customs and Border Protection program for travelers to get expedited clearance on international flights at selected airports. That includes Mitchell Airport. The program provides 5 years of access. It includes TSA PreCheck. Only individuals who have already applied and are conditionally approved can take advantage of this opportunity. You're going to have to book an appointment as well. Hundreds of parents in Manitowoc calling on the school superintendent to be terminated. More than 600 people have signed a petition demanding the ouster of Superintendent Jim File, upset with his decision to end a federally funded lunch program that feeds all students. File tells NBC 26 he won't step down.
Think of a sports team. What happens when you start winning? Right? You just get fired up to win the next game and the next game. That's what we have to do.
There are about 4,700 students who attend Manitowoc Public Schools. A $450 million investment will fund a massive effort to clean up Milwaukee's waterway system.
Contributing to that effort is a $275 million federal grant through the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency. EPA Regional Administrator Michael Reagan saying at Discovery World today it will be the largest cleanup project ever under the Great Lakes Restoration Initiative. Reagan was joined by Milwaukee Mayor Cavalier Johnson and U.S. Senator Tammy Baldwin. The massive undertaking will be done in phases with an estimated completion date of 2029. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
And I'm Wyatt Barmore-Pooley, citing Unlimited WTMJ News Time, 3:34.
Change your grocery game plan to locally owned Century Foods, home of the best meat, freshest produce, and tastiest treats. Now through Wednesday, save on 40-ounce selected varieties Crisco oil, $4.99. 15 to 24-ounce selected varieties Bertolli pasta sauce, 2 for $6. 4 to 7-ounce selected varieties Jimmy Dean breakfast sandwiches, 2 for $5. 32-ounce bottles selected varieties Dunkin' or International Delight Creamer, 2 for $7.
Let's see. Spices. Cardamom. Hibiscus powder. It's like looking at Green Bay's roster right now. I don't recognize it, but I'll learn to love it.
Attention Century shoppers. You're going to love this opportunity. Win 2 tickets to see Green Bay play Kansas City on December 3rd, autographed Packers footballs, or 4 packs of Hall of Fame tickets.
I'd love to see Green Bay's new QB in action and win those tickets. What do I do?
Find the weekly code on Century's Facebook or Instagram and enter to win.
Love it. Getting the Century code on Insta right now.
Ends November 14th.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. When it comes to memory care and assisted living, you want a team that knows compassion and empathy. That's Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living. I know, my grandma's in assisted living. I have an aunt, one of my favorite aunts, right now in memory care. At Azura, they specialize in caring for those with early to late stage Alzheimer's or other related dementia symptoms. They provide additional daily living assistance for those with cognitive decline. 14 locations in Wisconsin, AzuraLiving.com, Wisconsin-based, family-owned. The teams I trust are at Azura. AzuraLiving.com.
Old National Bank.
I just got your home equity loan, and this feeling of joy and exhilaration overcame me.
Yeah, it's a phenomenon we call getting old.
Wow, so I'm not the only one?
No, small business owners feel it with expansion loans. Families feel it when they're setting up trusts and 529s. Nonprofits who need financing to help the community. And anyone who needs investment advice, they all feel it.
So it's not just me?
No, you're in a pretty big club.
Like a club I can join?
I really don't.
Is there at least a secret handshake?
Old National Bank, where relationships and results matter. Old National. Get old. Member FDIC.
Are you looking for the perfect restaurant for your next night out? Then make Aria, the acclaimed restaurant inside St. Kate, your next dinner destination. Specializing in artisanal American cuisine, Aria features carefully prepared seasonal entrees along with a robust selection of craft cocktails, wine, and local beer. Join them on Sundays for the restaurant's famous trademark chicken, served family style with sides like mashed potatoes, goat cheese biscuits, and more. Make your plans today to dine at Aria. Learn more and make reservations at aria@stkate.com. That's aria@stkate.com.
For over a century, local radio has evolved with the needs of the community. From politics to pop culture, we keep you informed, bringing you the most relevant news, online, on air, and on the go. You have trusted us with your news, sports, weather, and entertainment. Trust us to keep moving with you. Text radio to 52886 and tell Congress local broadcasting is here to stay.
Wisconsin's afternoon news on WTMJ.
Welcome to the Eras Tour.
This has been the most extraordinary experience of my entire life.
Oh yeah, the Taylor Swift concert film arrived a day early. America's clamoring for this so bad that it came a day early.
A concert tour is so big and so expensive that it's becoming a theater-type deal. So it's going to be arriving in theaters. In fact, I think it already is.
It's there.
In Wisconsin, Marcus Theaters has it. Launched last night. Going to continue throughout the weekend. I don't know how long, but if you want to see a T Swift concert on this Eras tour, you may have to go to the movie theater to do it.
And you may have to pay more than you've paid for any other movie in your lifetime. Greg Marcus is the president and CEO of the Marcus Corporation, and he is with us. Greg, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How you all doing?
Good. How big a deal is this?
oh, this is a very big deal. It's very exciting. I mean, everybody's, look, this is what movies are about. And the theatrical, I call it the theatrical, but the experience that our complexes and our industry provides. It's called exhibition, right? It is what the exhibition provides. It's happening all over the country, all at once. Everybody's really excited, and you can feel it. It's part of the whole zeitgeist of the country right now.
So
it's fantastic.
Where did this start, Greg? Like, who made the first call? Because I mean, obviously the concert tour is. I mean, this is insane. Like I feel like T Swift is floating our entire economy right now. So who makes the call? Their people or your people to get this in theaters?
You know what? I'm not sure, actually.
Uh-oh, having trouble with Greg.
Not the first.
Are you back with us, Greg?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead
here.
now. Sorry, it sounds like your phone's. Yep, your phone's dropping out, but we got you.
I'm sorry. We've had it's been, I don't know who cut the deal. I'm not sure. I heard her mother cut the deal specifically. I'm not sure who did it first. Look, there's been concerts in theaters. BDS was in the theaters. Recently within the last few years, Talking Heads just did a revival and just brought their Stop Making Sense tour back from decades ago. So it's not the first time, but this is as current as a tour as there is, and as hot as she is. This is the first example of this going on, and then we've got Beyonce following, about 6 weeks later.
So let me ask you, Greg, to follow up on what Greg asked. Circumventing the normal route for film distribution. That's what she did. She cut out the middle person. What does that mean? How do you feel about that?
It's not always that easy. I mean, look, she has something that most don't have. She's got 350 million followers. I mean, and engaged followers on Instagram. She just turns on. She is Swiftonomics. I mean, there is no doubt about it. And I'm not sure everybody has that. And so when they don't have that, the middleman has value, and the middleman does marketing. And she didn't need that. So she had the ability to do that. And Beyonce really is in a category, maybe, not exactly as engaged as her fans are, but darn close. And we expect that'll be very exciting, too.
Greg, from a pricing structure, in not just Marcus theaters, but any theater that may look to this as an opportunity, how do you price a concert versus a traditional movie?
Well, if you know the pricing here, she priced it because the pricing for kids is $13.13 because 13 is her favorite number, and $19.89 is the price for adults, and that was the year she was born. So,
well, there you go.
She said it.
So, are you getting a bigger cut, or is she getting a bigger cut than normal?
It's pretty normal to what happens when we play content in our theaters.
I want to ask you, as we talk about Taylor Swift and kind of the industry in general, I kind of take the pulse with you, it feels like, every time I talk to you. How is business now compared to how it was pre-pandemic?
Not back to where we were pre-temp. I'll tell you this much. Summer was really close to pre-pandemic. We did $4 billion as an industry this summer. And that was, I think we did 4.1 or 4.2 in 2019. So summer got close. We aren't, as a full year, we aren't there yet, though, because not all the content has come back yet. It's getting better, and things like this are filling it in. But now we're dealing with a strike, and that's going to just sort of, apparently the line back is not straight, I've discovered.
Greg, I was going to ask you how much of an impact that has on the industry, or when, I guess, that impact is most felt.
The strike.
The strike? Well, I'll give you an interesting thing. Like, this actually is helping. So when we first started asking that question, let me just point out how dumb I am, right? All I'm thinking about, because really the obvious thing is when production stops, it takes a year to 2 years to make a movie. And so we know production being stopped now, a big impact, when I say big, whatever impact we're going to feel is going to be, next year, next fall, next Christmas. But what I hadn't thought about at the time was that, and this will blunt the impact next year a little bit, a movie like Dune moved, right? Dune 2. Dune 2 was supposed to open up around this time. And it moved to next spring, and the reason was because the actors aren't promoting their movies, and the studios felt that if the actors aren't going to promote the movies, then they don't want to release them because that's going to potentially diminish their performance. So we have to deal with stuff. So some stuff is moving currently. There'll be some impact next year. So it'll be a little uneven, for a little period of time. But what I do want to say, there is a lot of times people will say, well, is this like the pandemic? I'm like, okay, let me be very clear. There is no one saying I'm going to never leave my house again. There's no one saying I never want to get in a room with people again. There's no studio saying I just think everyone should just watch everything on TV from their their rear ends in their house. That is not what this is. This is a work stoppage, and it'll be resolved.
Greg Marcus is the president and CEO of the Marcus Corporation. Greg, got a couple questions for the hotel side of the house that I want to ask you if you can stick around. We'll be right back. It's 344 WTMJ. Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. Join me every Saturday at noon for Experience Wisconsin. We'll check in with communities across the state for the best and brightest spots around the state of Wisconsin. Some organizations thrown in there as well. This week, it's a supper club special. Bob Prosser from Ishnala and Tom Masters from the famous Fox and Hounds.
We try to go over the top because, so many people have come from all over Wisconsin.
It's Experience Wisconsin, Saturday at noon, right here on 620 WTMJ.
Oh, thank you, John. Greg Matzik here for Holiday Automotive in Fond du Lac. Holiday Mazda is where I want to send you, and you will drive inspired this fall and winter and beyond in an all-wheel drive Mazda car or crossover. Fantastic new designs on all the Mazda vehicles and available for you. Or how about a Mazda certified pre-owned model? Regardless, the SUV season sales event is on. That means attractive financing offers and other great offers. Comfortably low lease payments also available. Make Holiday your destination to get more Mazda for your money and more for your trade while enjoying their simplified buying approach and exceptional guest care. It's the stuff that delights and makes fans of drivers from all over the state, and I'm one of them. Have been for years. As a matter of fact, passionate fans have earned Holiday top honors as Wisconsin's #1 Mazda dealer, #1 Mazda certified pre-owned dealer, and the Badger State's only recipient of the prestigious Mazda President's Club Award. So find yours and discover the difference at Holiday Mazda in Fond du Lac, and check them out online at holidaymazda.com. It's worth the trip.
It's WTMJ's Steve Scafidi for Panoramic CBD. Whether you're looking to reduce anxiety, pain, depression, or just need to relax, Panoramic CBD has the best products for everyone's needs. They farm, process, test, and package their own CBD products, hence the slogan from soil to oil. By overseeing every stage of the process, Panoramic CBD eliminates the middleman, ensuring unmatched quality throughout. To offer you the best CBD products at the best prices for you and your pets. Shop local. Shop Wisconsin. From soil to oil, PanoramicCBD.com.
Wisconsin Granite Design, they're the real deal. So today I'm having some work done at the house. I'm down in the basement where Wisconsin Granite Design put our granite in. It's absolutely stunning and beautiful. The guy doing the work actually stopped and said, wow, that's the coolest looking bar surface I've ever seen. It's Wisconsin Granite Design, one of the largest showrooms in the Midwest, an extensive selection of granite, quartz, and marble. It's Wisconsin Granite Design. We chose from about, they had almost 200 custom slabs. Ours came from Brazil. They come from all over the world. Every price point, it's Wisconsin Granite Design. Installed in 2 to 3 weeks. I was so impressed by Lena and her team. They just made it easy. Wisconsin's #1 source for kitchen countertops, renovations, and remodeling. It's Wisconsin Granite Design.
Traffic is sponsored by TaybackAttorneys.com. Veterans benefits denied? Call Tayback for the payback. Brave Americans who served shouldn't be denied benefits or have a disability claim incorrectly evaluated by the VA. If you're one of those vets, call Tayback for the payback. TaybackAttorneys.com.
Traffic and weather begins with Debbie Lazaga. Hey there, Deb.
Hey there, John. Southbound on 41 continues a brutal ride. Right now from Highway Q to the zoo, we're at about a 32-minute ride. That's an extra 18 minutes. And delays kick in just south of Good Hope Road, stretching all the way down past Burleigh. Once you get past that point, though, you are actually good to go all the way through the Zoo Interchange down towards the Hale. Northbound 41 backing up out of the Zoo Interchange to Swan Boulevard. We've got southbound 43 pretty hefty as well before Bender Road. Got delays all the way down through the Marquette and onto the high-rise bridge. Does not really let up until you get past Lapham. And then westbound on 894 slowing down out of the Mitchell Interchange to about 60th Street. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Painting Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. Tonight, showers are likely. They're coming our direction. There's a big line of rain that right now is out in the Madison area. Going to arrive here in the next couple of hours. Tomorrow, it's heavy rain, cloudy and windy, a high of 58. On Saturday, scattered showers, cloudy and windy, a high of 57. On Sunday, more showers lakeside, breezy, a high of 55. On Monday, another chance for showers, a high of 55 degrees. Right now, rain beginning to fall in Milwaukee. It's 55 degrees.
I don't like your little games. Don't like your tilted stage. A
lot of chair dancing happening in the studio right now.
How could he not?
I really like Taylor Swift.
She is an absolute force. And
For sure.
I never realized what she would become when she was just sort of sweet, innocent, making country songs. She has clearly pivoted into a more poppy world, but she's got kind of her own everything going on.
Yeah. Her workout music is great.
She's just fantastic. She does things the right way. She's never in the headlines for the wrong reasons.
Yeah, she's very likable.
Right? She is.
Very likable.
She is.
Greg Marcus is
Also
probably
likable.
dancing in his chair, and he indeed is very likable. He's the president and CEO of the Marcus Corporation.
Hey,
Greg, thanks for sticking around.
Can you get us tickets? We want to go. John and I want to go see this weekend. You know somebody?
Sure. I know people. I can make that happen.
Great.
Hey, Greg, is the hotel business or the movie theater business more financially healthy right now? They both really got dinged during the pandemic.
Look, I don't think I could rate them on what's more financially healthy. I could say, look, the hotel business has come back to the pre-pandemic levels. In fact, we had a record year last year in 22. And so it's just because of the nature of the business. It came back faster. But the theaters are on a good trajectory too.
The RNC is going to come to town. They need a lot of hotel rooms, and we have a lot of hotel rooms, so that's good. My question is, can the average Joe still get a hotel room during those periods, or have your great properties already blocked out that period? Are they already locked down?
They're already locked down. Yeah. No, we will. We're still working out the details, but we will. But look at our hotels are the key hotels in town.
Yep.
And so we want to make sure that we're taking care of the convention, because that's that convention it's not just about the RNC, because what it's about is showing to the world that Milwaukee has the capacity to handle really important conventions, and not just any convention that it's like it's a billboard for the world, and so we want to make sure that we take care of them.
When you separate, or do you separate the resort business from standard hotel business? Do you look at it differently at all, Greg, with your properties that you have?
No, we look. It's all what we would call full service hotels. Now, look, they take different operational skill sets, but we have great management teams at places at all of our different hotels. The one commonality that I would say that a lot of hotels have, if you think about it, whether it's the Pfister or the St. Kate or the Grand Geneva, and that is they tend to be experiential in nature. They're not just straight up, typical. Let's call it a business hotel. I won't mention any names in here, but even in a way that our Hilton is what you might consider a business hotel, but it really is experiential because you're coming for a conference. It's a 750 key hotel, just under 750 keys. It's a big one, and so we offer an experience to our guests that's just different. And so it plays to the business customer, it plays to the leisure customer, it plays to the whole spectrum of customers.
The leader of the Marcus Corporation, Greg Marcus, is with us. So here during political season, Greg, it's a double-edged sword, because we like the political ads because they're paid ads, but those political people get the cheapest rate. And so if they decide they want to flood the airwaves, which they do because we're a battleground state, they get the cheapest rate, and sometimes they knock some of our good advertisers off of the air. When you talk about booking hotel rooms for a convention, how do the finances work?
Well, we negotiate the rates. And we have to just be, it's a negotiation is about the best way I can say it. But it's interesting. You bring up a very good point, because we face that with baseball. We see the same thing. So the Pfister, for example, really handles a lot of the baseball teams that come into town, most all of them. And what happens is when they get in the playoffs, that time of year is a very big. October is a very busy time of year for us, and so actually last week we were scrambling, with Arizona in town. Now I wish Arizona was out and we were still going and dealing. Scrambling is a good problem, but we tell those teams because they give us such regular business during the year. Again, same thing like the political. They're a lot less contentious. They have a preferred rate because they're giving us such high volume of business. But it's a challenge. But we honor those commitments when the playoffs are here. I get the problem though.
Greg, does that continue on with the NBA season? Is that a similar philosophy and in what you see just year to year?
Well, yeah. For any team, yeah, exactly. For any team that we have, and we don't have as many as a proportional level for the NBA. They're a little more spread out. But like the St. Kate has really been attracting them because that's a hotel that really appeals to that group. And it doesn't see baseball needs a bigger hotel. That's why they tend to be more at the Pfister. But but we honor if you're our customer and you're a regular customer, we're going to take care of you when you need us.
Greg, so my wife recently went to have cocktails at the St. Kate. My daughter got married there, full disclosure. It's one of my favorite places in town. And she was so thrilled because she walked in and you were playing the piano. I think it was on a Tuesday or a Wednesday. Or are you still playing the piano regularly at the St. Kate?
I do most Tuesdays. In fact, I need to put it in Facebook because I've had those people show up and they say, where were you? So I need to say when I'm going to be there. But, most Tuesdays I play there. I like to say that I'm pretty much unfireable. And the drunker you are, the better I sound.
Do you have a tip jar? Do you put a tip jar on top of the piano, too? Like an old brandy snifter just sitting there?
I do, but it's really more for the people I play with. Because I usually have a bass player with me, so the bass because they make me sound good, and so I like to take care of the bass player. And, I have to admit, the first time I ever got a tip in one of our hotels, it did make me chuckle. I was like, "Really, you are tipping me?" Okay.
Yeah, what do you have to do, Greg? It's an old trick. You have to put a few dollars of your own out of your own pocket in there, right? Just get the people the idea. This is what I'm supposed to do.
We prime the pump, exactly.
There you
right.
go.
But no, anybody that's wondering, they're not taking care of me. They're taking care of the people who are playing with me who deserve it.
Greg Marcus is the president and CEO of the Marcus Corporation. You gave our young producer, Sam, a thrill today and a disappointment at the same time. We said, Reverend Greg Marcus on the show. Oh, my gosh, Greg Marcus? Really? The guy that's at the movie theater guy? And she was so super excited. And next time we'll have you here in the studio.
And my wife just texted, hey, can we get tickets to the T Swift thing? A lot of people listening today.
We appreciate it, Greg.
I love being there. I'm sorry I couldn't be there today. I will come in whenever you want me.
It is 3:56 at WTMJ. Sweetest Day is almost here. Think about how much your sweetheart means to you. Take your love to the historic Fox and Hounds restaurant for a free dinner. The supper club there was recently voted the best supper club in the area. I know. I was there 2 weeks ago and had a fantastic dinner, and the atmosphere and ambiance, it is incredible. Enjoy your favorite steak, ribs, seafood, pasta dish, even steak and lobster. How about the prime rib? Your second dinner is free. Even the prime rib. I get the king cut. I really like the prime rib. Desserts and those huge ice cream drinks. Buy one, get one free on those, too. With the fall colors here, now is the time to experience the Fox and Hounds. Kind of hugged by the Kettle Moraine Forest. Spectacular setting. Your second dinner is free. Sip on a delicious old-fashioned, a Manhattan bourbon. They have Guinness on tap. They have 100 fine wines. The Fox and Hounds is a top choice award winner for fine dining and most romantic restaurant. Just off Highway 167, 2 miles east of the famous Holy Hill Shrine, the colorful drive through the Kettle Moraine Forest is breathtaking, a true must-see. Reserve today as tables will fill quickly for Sweetest Day, especially with that free dinner. FoxandHoundsRestaurant.com.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Strauss Brands says that it's eliminating 127 jobs at its veal and lamb plant in Franklin. The company files a notice with the state that the layoffs happen in December. A new CEO for Wisconsin's largest healthcare system, with Dennis Potts retiring. Aurora Healthcare hires Gabrielle Finley Hazel. She's a regional CEO with Dignity Health in Arizona. Barnacle Buds on the KK River in Milwaukee transforms the indoor section of its bar and restaurant to a supper club for year-round service starting after Thanksgiving. I'm Rich Kirchin with MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on News Radio WTMJ.
Hi, John McGivern here. Did you know Network Health has Medicare Advantage plans that give you $25 a month back towards your Medicare Part B premium? That's $300 a year back in your pocket. Isn't that great? Call 833-7-NETWORK to learn more today. Network Health Medicare Advantage plans include PPO plans with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in Network Health Medicare Advantage plans depends on contract renewal. Certain restrictions apply to the Part B giveback. Visit networkhealth.com/Medicare/extra benefits for details.
When severe weather hits and the power goes out, do you have a plan? For reliable power and peace of mind, propane can do that. It only takes about 10 seconds for a propane-powered generator to restore power to your home. So no matter what Mother Nature has in store, you know you're prepared. Learn more at WIPGA.org. This message is sponsored by your local propane provider and the Wisconsin Propane Education and Research Council.
Get ready, Wisconsin. It's Medicare annual enrollment period, so why not make enrolling easier with United Healthcare? Whether you choose our online tools or over-the-phone support, United Healthcare will help you compare options so you can choose a plan with confidence. This is Medicare made for Wisconsin. Trusted everywhere. Explore our wide range of plans by calling United Healthcare today at 1-855-MEET-UHC. That's 1-855-MEET-UHC. Annual enrollment begins October 15th and ends December 7th, so call today.
Do you know how to find the best CD rates? Hi, I'm Dr. Aaron Armstrong with Steinbrenner Financial and your Dave Ramsey SmartVestor Pro. Tune into the Dave Ramsey program weeknights at 9 o'clock or visit steinbrennergroup.com to learn more.
Staples stores provide innovative products and services for small business, remote workers and learners, even teachers and parents. Explore more at your local Staples store.
James Imaging Systems, your local document imaging partner. JamesImaging.com.
Traffic is sponsored by Annex Wealth Management. It's time to know the difference, and Annex Wealth Management is ready to help with investment, retirement, tax, and estate planning as a fee-only fiduciary partner. AnnexWealth.com. Click the Get Started button.
Keeping you informed, keeping you safe, keeping you engaged and entertained. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620 WTMJ, Milwaukee.
It's 4 o'clock. I'm John Mercure. Your top story, threats against Jews and Muslims.
I'm Greg Matzik. All three trans-related bills approved in the Assembly.
I'm Debbie Lazaga. We do have some delays southbound on 43 from Bender Road all the way down through the Marquette onto 4394 and over the high-rise bridge. Back on the brakes basically from Lincoln Avenue all the way down past the KK River. Southbound on 41 backing up from before Appleton Avenue down past Burleigh. You'll be back on the brakes from about Beloit Road down and around the Hale interchange onto 894 eastbound. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Tonight, light showers are likely. They're marching our direction right now. Low of 53 degrees. Tomorrow, rain, some heavy rain in the afternoon, a high of 57. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, threats against Jews and Muslims have soared after the attack on Israel. CBS News correspondent Wendy Gillette.
Just after Hamas attacked Israel and for the 18 hours that followed, calls for violence against Jews and Israelis increased 400% on Telegram, according to the Anti-Defamation League Center on Extremism. Telegram is an instant messaging service that allows encrypting. The center says the threats have not slowed down since the war started. The Council on American Islamic Relations says it's receiving growing reports of Muslim and Arab students being harassed and intimidated in public high schools and on college campuses. Wendy Gillette, CBS News.
Major police departments across the country are increasing security of Jewish and Muslim sites, temples, and schools.
Well, bills limiting transgender people's ability to play sports and banning access to health care under the age of 18 has been approved this afternoon by the Wisconsin Assembly.
The bills have already drawn strong opposition with 10,000 pages of testimony against the bill submitted at committee hearings last week. Diverse and Resilient is a local LGBTQ health and advocacy organization. Board member El Halo tells WTMJ.
Access to health care is
a fundamental right for everyone, including trans and non-binary folks, including women, including everyone.
Halo says access to health care is a major issue for the trans community Diverse and Resilient serves.
Up until a few years ago, people couldn't even get trans-affirming care all over the state.
The bills will now be taken up by the Senate. Governor Evers has promised to veto. Wyatt Barmore-Pooley, WTMJ News.
It's been nearly 15 years since Wisconsin's smoke-free air law prohibited smoking in enclosed public places and places of employment. But now new legislation could allow more cigar bars to open in the Badger State. Assembly Bill 451 would allow taverns to sell cigars and pipe tobacco, which could then be smoked on the premises. Additionally, 15% of the bar's revenue would need to come from pipe tobacco or cigars and cannot come from vending machines. State Representative Nate Gustafson of Neenah is the bill's primary sponsor and hopes it will be taken up by the Assembly before the end of the year.
Well, moving forward on stadium funding, Wisconsin State Assembly Speaker Robin Vos says the committee is voting on the stadium funding bill later this week.
Hopefully it'll have a good, strong bipartisan support, and it gets to the Assembly through the same way.
The bill would allocate $614 million in public funding from the state, the city of Milwaukee, and Milwaukee County to repair and renovate American Family Field.
A $450 million investment will fund a massive effort to clean up Milwaukee's waterway system.
Contributing to that effort is a $275 million federal grant through the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency. EPA Regional Administrator Michael Reagan saying at Discovery World today it will be the largest cleanup project ever under the Great Lakes Restoration Initiative. Reagan was joined by Milwaukee Mayor Cavalier Johnson and U.S. Senator Tammy Baldwin. The massive undertaking will be done in phases with an estimated completion date of 2029. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
Well, Week 6 of the NFL season begins tonight in Kansas City, where the Chiefs host the Broncos. The Broncos are the Packers' next opponent in Week 7. Green Bay off this week because of bye. And in baseball, the Brewers were swept by the Diamondbacks, who then swept the Dodgers. They advanced to the NLCS.
Citing Unlimited WTMJ News Time 4:05. News is sponsored by Smart Spaces. Visit smartspaceswi.com.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Greg Scalzo for Smart Spaces. How can Smart Spaces transform your business?
Really looking at the entire space holistically. The environment, the walls, ceilings, lighting, flooring, furniture, technology, along with acoustics.
To conceptualize how the end users are going to interact with the room, from the furniture all the way down to the AV, having that work seamlessly within the environment and often hiding within the furniture.
Let Smart Spaces transform your business today. Visit smartspaceswi.com.
Our patient's most common regret statement? I just wish I would have done this sooner.
Find out more at adventknows.com, because breathing well will help you live better.
Is economic uncertainty making you feel uneasy about your financial plan? Hi, I'm Aaron Kowal, president of Kowal Investment Group, the retirement specialist. If you're feeling the pressure of uncertainty, you're not alone. Between inflation, market volatility, interest rates, and the upcoming election year, there's a lot happening that could derail your plan. So let's talk about it. We are inviting you to join us on Thursday, October 26th at the Milwaukee Marriott West for a panel discussion with Chief Market Strategist Bob Carey and the Kowal Investment Group advisors as we examine how you can plan for the unexpected during uncertain times and the 3 steps you can take to safeguard your financial plan. This is a free event, but be sure to register early as seats are limited. For additional details and to reserve your seat, visit thekowalway.com today. That's KOWAL, thekowalway.com. We hope to see you there.
Kowal Investment Group is a registered investment advisor.
Hey, remember, Sweetest Day is almost here. Just think how much your sweetheart means to you. WTMJ's John Mercure here. I highly recommend taking your love to the amazing Mine Chef restaurant in Hartford. It's the most affordable Sweetest Day dining destination, and it's delicious. The prime rib dinner is just $24.99. Don't spend $35 or more for prime rib. Or order your favorite steak, Italian, Mexican, a fresh salad, or juicy burger, all with big portions and super affordable. Add a delicious old-fashioned, Manhattan, or glass of wine, and buy one dessert, and your sweetheart's dessert is free. Today and on Sweetest Day. Wherever you live, it's worth the drive to the Mine Chef restaurant for the Sweetest Day prime rib dinner for under $25. In beautiful downtown Hartford and Oshkosh, lots of seating, close parking, Now that's sweet. You don't need to spend a lot of money on your sweetest day dinner to have a great time. Reserve now. MineshaftRestaurant.com. It's the amazing Mineshaft.
When a new baby is added to the mix, saving money becomes a real priority. Shopping at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores can help. With an abundance of baby clothing and toys, all thrift store priced at pennies on the dollar. You'll spend a little to get a lot. Find great deals on gently used baby clothes and toys at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield and 23rd and Lincoln in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
Wisconsin's afternoon news is on the air, broadcasting live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in beautiful downtown Milwaukee. Here's John McCure.
Greg's here, so is Wyatt and Debbie. Sam's producing the show this afternoon. Have you seen this? So the Journal-Sentinel has a story on it, but it's actually, I think, from Wisconsin Manufacturing and Commerce. They come up with this thing. The coolest things made in Wisconsin. Coolest thing made in Wisconsin. That's the name of their contest.
Yeah, so they do this every year. And there's a website for it called madeinwis.com. So they started accepting nominations back in August, and they had like a 3-week run of nominations. So companies, anything made in Wisconsin, you could submit. You could be a part of this thing. And they had first round of voting, then like a Sweet 16, and now we're down to the Final Four.
Final Four. It's the Final Four. Da, 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 da. These are your finalists. By the Plexus Corporation, the Bevy Bottleless Water Dispenser. It's a water dispenser, like the kind most often found in a workplace. Also in the Final Four, Newski's Applewood Smoked Meats, their smoked bacon. Okay.
Beautiful.
That's fantastic. The third Final Four participant, the Aaron's 90th Anniversary Limited Edition Snow Thrower. Okay, it's a snowblower. Very orange. Okay, whatever.
What makes a snowblower limited edition? Does it come with like leather seats?
I'm trying to see if it even has a cool decal.
Heated handles or something like that? That's not a bad touch.
They do come with heated handles.
I like that.
That's nice. And the fourth item on the list is the American Heritage Tobacco Safety Toe Work Boot.
Okay.
It's a big, fancy work boot.
I'd like that.
What should be on the list, do you think, that's not on the list?
Well, there's like zillions of Wisconsin-made products, and some you've probably never heard of. So as part of the overall collection of entries, you had stuff by Milwaukee Tool. I think their heated jacket was on it one year. Palermo's Pizza, right? We're proud supporters here of Palermo's Pizza. In-state product, locally made, 55 years plus. They were in the running, and I think got to the top 16. There's all sorts of things, and some I had never heard of, and some I was reminded of while going through this exercise. Jolly Good Soda, still made in Wisconsin.
These are not the coolest things made in Wisconsin.
But these are things made in Wisconsin, and if you're a thing made in Wisconsin, you are eligible to become among the coolest things.
But these are not the coolest things made in Wisconsin. They're not even close. What about Summer Shandy? How's Summer Shandy not on the list? How's Usinger's Sausage not on the list? Or all right, then put Johnsonville on the list.
Okay.
Cedar Crust Ice Cream. How's that not on the list? A bottle dispenser? That is not amongst the coolest things made in Wisconsin. Hey, anybody remind these folks that Harley-Davidson motorcycles are made in Wisconsin?
They did. One of their engines won a couple of years ago. They were in the top 4 and I think ultimately won. So they've been doing this for a number of years. But I don't know if you've won, if you forfeit your right to win again.
Maybe.
I don't know the answer to that question.
How's there not a beer even in the Sweet 16?
That's a good question. I am
How's
voting
that possible?
now. So I'm looking at the final stuff here, or like the Sweet 16. John Deere, tractors, something John Deere, skee ball. Skee ball's a Wisconsin thing.
John Deere doesn't even feel like Wisconsin.
It feels more Iowa to me, if I'm being candid, but nonetheless, it's on here. I didn't know skee ball was a Wisconsin thing.
Yeah, that's kind of fun.
Okay, skee ball is on it. Aaron's, as you mentioned. Minocqua Popcorn and Puffs. Stoughton Trailers is in the top 16.
Come on.
Wisconsin Ammo. Bacon beat out Ammo.
Okay.
Well done to the bacon people.
Yeah.
Newski's belongs on the list. I feel comfortable with Newski's appearance on this list. And if Aaron's is doing something funky with their snow throwers, God bless you, because some work better than others. Aaron's is a fine product, but what does limited edition mean? I'm very curious about that.
Greg, a safety boot, a work boot, is among the final 4 for the coolest things made in Wisconsin.
That seems like a stretch, but I don't know what the work boot does. Does it get Wi-Fi? Right? These are important questions. Is it a Bluetooth boot?
This work boot would have to brew me a beer and pour it.
Do you know that it can't?
I'm pretty sure it can't. Maybe we should Google that. Let's get someone from American Heritage on the phone. We can ask them what makes their boot so special.
I am looking up some of the recent winners. So past winners have included the Pierce Manufacturing electric fire truck.
Ooh, that's cool.
A 140-ton Navy crane made by Broadwind Heavy Fabrications.
Okay, that's sweet.
A big boy all-weather rifle made
Yeah.
by Henry Repeating Arms. Mobile autonomous robotic cart made by MUL Technologies. Sea salt caramel pecan kringle made by
Ooh.
Uncle Mike's Bake Shop.
That was a winner?
You've got from Oshkosh Corporation a joint light tactical vehicle.
Yeah.
Now that's big time, right?
Yeah.
Just think about what Oshkosh Truck does for this
Yeah,
country.
exactly.
In terms of safety, like that's big time.
That's serious.
And to my point earlier and yours, Milwaukee 8 engine made by Harley Davidson.
Okay. All right. So Harley's represented.
Alongside Kringle, which that seems very strange.
And now this year you have a bottleless water dispenser and a work boot.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Okay.
We're so cool.
All right.
It's 4:14 at WTMJ. Speaking of cool, Ben Brust, he's a pretty cool cat. Green and Gold Insider's up next.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Bucks basketball is back.
Feet up to Thanasis, and he'll set it down with a two-hand dunk. He's got this place hyped up.
Listen to the Bucks fine-tune their way to the regular season with preseason games on WTMJ. Our next broadcast is Sunday against the Lakers. Our Bucks Radio Network coverage tips off at 6. We are the home of the Bucks. WTMJ.
Hey, how about Sit Means Sit Dog Training? You got a dog that doesn't do exactly what you want that dog to do? Get in touch with my friends at Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Start with a free consultation. That's what we did a long, long time ago. Easier for me to talk about Sit Means Sit because I'm a client. Bella and Baxter, my corgi dogs, are better dogs thanks to Sit Means Sit Dog Training. I'm a better owner because now I know what I'm supposed to do. Thanks to Matt and his teams at Sit Means Sit Dog Training, our dogs are better behaved. You too can have a happy, confident, more obedient dog. It's Sit Means Sit Dog Training all day long. Sit Means Sit Dog Training.
Don't think twice. Call Geis. Garage door broke. Do it right. Don't think twice. Call Geis. Need a new garage door. Do it right. Don't think twice. Call Geis.
A great way to add value and curb appeal to your home is with a new CHI maintenance-free garage door. In fact, a recent study by Remodelers Magazine reports that the average return on investment is an amazing 82%, ranking number 1 among all home improvement projects. To see our huge selection of doors, come visit us at our Brookfield location or view our online showroom at geistdoors.com. We have everything from alley doors to custom wood designer doors and everything in between. Remember, for all your garage door needs, call Geis at 262-784-4250 or visit us online at geistdoors.com.
Don't think twice. Call Geis. Don't think twice. Call Geis.
WTMJ's Vince Vitrano here. You know, I've played sports my entire life, been hurt a lot of times, but never had been injured until I had to stop doing the sports I enjoyed because my knee flat wouldn't allow it. I visited Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, where they took great care of me. I put my knee in their doctors' capable hands, and now I'm back in the gym, carrying my golf bag, pain-free for 18 holes, and playing tennis as often as I like with no issues. I'd recommend Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin to anyone. Visit orthowisconsin.com.
Traffic sponsored by Wettiger Compressor, the Midwest air compressor experts. Visit pressureisoff.biz.
Servicing world-class Wisconsin manufacturers for 9 decades. Contact Wettiger Compressor at pressureisoff.biz.
Wettiger Compressor.
Traffic and weather, then Ben Brust. All right. How we doing, Deb?
Well, it's going to be slow, as we might expect. Northbound 41 backing up out of the zoo interchange up past Swan Boulevard. Once you get past that, you are okay all the way into Washington County. Southbound on 41, that's a different story. Good Hope Road, pretty much solid all the way down past Burleigh. Right now, it is a 34-minute ride from Highway Q to the zoo. Westbound on 94, backing up out of the Marquette all the way through the Stadium interchange to about Hawley Road. On the eastbound side, slowing down from 76th Street all the way to about 35th. Southbound on 43 from Silver Spring all the way down through the Marquette. It's going to be a slow one. 25 from Brown Deer Road to downtown, then another 10 to get from downtown to Layton Avenue. On a good day, that's usually only about 7 minutes. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. Tonight, showers likely, windy, a low of 52. Tomorrow, heavy rain and windy. Nasty day, a high of 58. On Saturday, scattered showers, cloudy, windy, a high of 57. On Sunday, showers lakeside, cloudy and breezy, a high of 55. And on Monday, slight chance for showers, breezy, a high of 55. It's currently light rain maybe, clouds to the west. It's 55 degrees.
It's time for Green and Gold Insiders on Wisconsin's Afternoon News.
You hear Ben Russ on ESPN Milwaukee from 2 to 5. He's back from Vegas. Ben, thanks for being here.
Who has more regrets, me or the Packers?
Ooh, good question.
Where's our money? That's what I want to know.
All right, well, let's
do that right away. So we each gave you $100. A bunch of other people did. What happened to our money? What'd you do with our money? Explain for people that didn't hear last week what happened.
So it actually started here on Wisconsin's Afternoon News for this Green and Gold Insiders.
Yes.
We're like, hey, what do you do when you get to Vegas? Do you scope out the tables? And it turned into, well, I could put a bet down for us. And then I expanded that to all of our great stations here at the 3rd Street Market Hall. We have 101.7 The Truth, 94.5 ESPN, and 620 WTMJ. What I've learned now is Vince Vitrano of the morning show on 620 WTMJ is a cry baby.
Oh,
yes.
I mean,
we've known this for years.
I mean, the more time I've spent with him, the more I'm starting to learn. It's like, what happened? Where's my money? You know, I got a kid that's going through college. You know, like it's just like I'm starting to put it together here. So what I will appreciate is I understand you want to know what happened to your money. I'll tell you. We went with Red. I lost. It lost. It's on video. You can find it on ESPN Milwaukee's Facebook page. You can go through the whole thing. We got up to $2,500. It was a big spin.
25 people were in.
18 people and one person, who was in the video who happens to be a part of, some bigger things that we do here happen to have a little bit more
Somebody
money.
threw a little more in, huh?
Yeah, and we're not going to name names, but you can try and guess if you want.
Sure. Yeah, I got an idea.
So it didn't hit. And even that guy goes, I told you so. I go on my own show, and they're like, you scammed me. You swindled me. All these people are the same people, guys, who would have been like, hey, this is amazing, celebrating.
You did it for us.
Correct, right?
Yeah, you can't do I told you so.
So many revisionist history things going on right now. And, I'm sorry. I felt bad. If you had a chance to watch the video, like...
You did.
There was
you looked upset.
I was upset, and it wasn't because I lost. It was because people that gave me money lost. And if you can't see the true care that I have for each and every single one of your $100, then that's when I change it to, well, you're the dumbasses who gave me $100.
I am here to I am here to support you, Ben. And here's why. Because it is very easy a week in advance or 3 days in advance of a trip saying, hey, put it on red, put it on black. Once you're there, you have to get a flow. You have to understand what's happening on the wheel. You have to get in the mindset of that day in that moment in time. And something in your brain said, red has to be my play. You can't plant that 3-4 days in advance. You're an experienced guy in Vegas. I trust you. And it failed miserably. But that's okay. That's what happens in Vegas. So I support the mission, even though it failed.
So what do you think about if there is an opportunity again? If we did $100, but 90 of it went towards whatever color, and then $10 went towards a favorite number. So if we have about 16, 17 guys, there's 36 numbers. There's a fifth, like you get
Somebody's
a chance.
Somebody's
going
to win.
Yeah, we can kind of mix it up. I think we can evolve it so that way there's some onus and responsibility on the person giving the money. So I don't have to feel like I lost out of it all for everybody.
So let me ask you this. So Red had hit 2 numbers in a row, right? When did you decide that you were going red with our money?
I didn't correct Greg. After this show, I had decided we're going to do red. Because if I would have gone to everyone and said, we don't know what we're going to do, I wanted to say, we're doing red, and if you want to give 100, you give 100. Because then it's like, well, why are we doing black? Like, it's like, you want in, it's red, and it's 100. I had to set what we were going to do.
Or it would have been a nightmare.
And so what I've also learned playing and gambling, that ball is going to go wherever it wants to go. I, no joke, an hour before saw 10 reds on one roulette table and 5 blacks in a row on another. Like, it's just the way it goes. I've gambled enough, and I'm not trying to be like, ooh, cool, you're a gambler. It's not a great thing. Trust me, I'm down lifetime. But the ball's going to go where it's going to go. And it happened to go on 13 black. And guess what was next to 13 black? 2 reds that it could have gone into. That's how gambling works. And so no matter what's on that stupid board, it doesn't matter. I've seen back-to-backs. I've seen a back-to-back-to-back when it comes to certain numbers. 36 is what I saw 3 times in a row one time. And so, again, it's going to go where it's going to go. And it didn't go our way there.
It was fun.
Neither
I got no problem.
For the Packers.
Yeah,
that's true.
Well, that provided a little bit of juice because the game had no juice. And you were at the game, so what was worse, losing 2,500 or being at the game?
The game did have juice.
It did.
Because the stadium was such a unique experience in comparison to Lambeau Field. And I think both experiences are great experiences, right? You have a stage that's at the new stadium that they built during media timeouts. They're playing music for 2 minutes.
Yeah.
You're not just sitting there, like you're engaged. The halftime show, they do a halftime show for every game. Now, I'm not saying that should be the Lambeau experience.
Well, they could do Cirque du Soleil, for goodness sake, at halftime.
Correct. They have plenty of options and entertainers to do stuff in Vegas. So I would say the in-game entertainment was A+. And I'm not an in-game entertainment guy, but being out there, I'm glad they lean into the environment and atmosphere. One thing I did notice as well is the people that are willing to fly out to Vegas that are Packer fans, it was really, really loud when it was third down for the Raiders. And so I'm thinking to myself, if it was 100% Packer fans in that level at Lambeau Field, that's the environment that you really want in terms of like on defense. Because there's just
it
so
sounded
much,
loud.
It's
on
just
TV.
Exactly. If it's 60% of the fans were Packer fans and it sounded that loud, imagine if you had that energy on defense at home at Lambeau Field. But I think the type of person that has the season ticket for 50 years in their family isn't necessarily the person that may be coming out to Vegas to watch the game. But if you had those 100% of fans that go to Vegas at Lambeau Field, they'd be doing more than just the wave, and Matt LaFleur would not be happy.
But there's not a roof on Lambeau, so, I mean, where you were, I mean, unbelievable how it held the noise.
Yes, and I will say, it was an ugly performance in person from Jordan Love. I don't know what it looked like on TV.
Ugly,
rough. But, I think we're getting to a point where, it's like a nervous energy now. Like, we're scared to criticize because we want to give time now. We wanted to anoint him right away, but now we're at the point of, maybe we should just continue to watch him grow. The receivers are young. But at the same time, it's hard because you want to judge him like a first-year starter, but you can't compare him to Herbert, Tua, Burrow, the guys that he was drafted with because they've had more time. But you also don't want to compare him to Stroud and Bryce Young and all the guys that were drafted this year. And so it's just this weird dichotomy of trying to figure out where you are with Jordan Love. And for me, it was a bad sign off of 10 days, but I blame Matt LaFleur for a lot of it because, to me, they don't look any different than they did last year.
Yeah, it's not great.
They're missing the running back. I underappreciated how much Aaron Jones means to this offense. It's so plain to see, right? They become a fullback dive team with A.J. Dillon.
I mean, Matt LaFleur has been a broken record. Now, I'll give him some slack for this year because obviously Aaron Jones has been injured, and he's gone through injury-type things, in his career. But to hear him last year say, well, we got to get Aaron Jones the ball more, well, you didn't do it last year, and when you have him healthy, you got to find a way to make sure you utilize him because I couldn't believe they played him against Detroit in limited fashion and ran a triple option and almost got him killed out there. So, he's hurt. You got to protect your best asset. So, hopefully after the bye week, they get him back because I do agree, Greg. He just opens up so much for this team. Him and Christian Watson are only the true speed guys on this team. And Aaron Jones has a little more physicality, as we saw Christian Watson didn't have that.
Right.
Against Las
ESPN
Vegas.
Milwaukee's Ben Brust. Good to have you back.
Good to be back. And again, thank you for being the most respectful of the loss.
We believe in you.
I support you, Ben. I would do it again in a heartbeat.
Me too. I'm in.
Just win next time.
That's done by you guys, but thank you.
Such good stuff. It's 427 at WTMJ. The WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. The S&P 500 off 27 today. The Dow was off 174. The NASDAQ dropping 85 points. Annex Wealth Management, know the difference.
Hey, the future of joint pain relief is right here in Milwaukee. It's QC Kinetics Advanced Regenerative Medicine. And pretty amazing stuff. Hey, it's Greg Matzik. If you've been told more steroids or surgery are your only options for that nagging and chronic pain, well, don't be so fast. Get a second opinion. Learn more about how you can harness your body's own healing agents to attack that joint pain. Talking about lasting relief. QC Kinetics doesn't mask the pain. No, these treatments go to the very root of the problem, using concentrated healing properties placed directly in your joint. It'll help restore and repair that damaged tissue. And then you're back to doing the things you love to do this fall with no more pain in your knees or your back, shoulders, or hips, and no drugs or downtime or surgery. Life is all about being active and in motion, especially this time of year. QC Kinetics is helping people get their lives back with these all-natural treatments. So give them a call, the medical professionals at QC Kinetics, for a free consultation. It's 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474.
We all share the same roads, but when an accident happens, we don't always share the same consequences. Big trucks can cause big damage. Injuries can be severe and may require a lifetime of care and compensation. Call Gruber Law Offices today. We can help you from the safety and comfort of your own home. Our virtual sign-up process is quick and easy. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Hey, do you have a bathroom that you wish was in better shape? You have a tub that you wish you could overhaul? I can help you with that. Sidex, the company that I work with, SIDEX, is giving away a free bathtub shower renovation. Get rid of that bathtub. Get a walk-in shower. Get something nice with a glass door. Upgrade and transform your space with Sidex. This is so easy. $10,000 free tub shower upgrade. What you need to do is text the word Sidex, SIDEX, the Old National Bank talk and text line, 855-616-1620. You can enter for free. You'll be asked to fill out a form after you text that. You'll need to upload a picture of your bathroom, and then I will pick a winner. The Old National Bank talk and text line is 855-616-1620. Text the word Sidex, SIDEX. You could get a free bathroom upgrade. Do what I'm doing. They're doing the work at my house. Text the word Sidex, SIDEX, to 855-616-1620. WTMJ's John Mercure here for Dave Dracamp Heating. It seems like prices never stop going up, and yes, that includes heating and cooling. Ensure your home comfort system is in top working order to maximize every bit of gas and electricity that you're paying for. Call Dave Dracamp today to schedule your fall maintenance or free in-home estimate. Freeze inflation before winter freezes you. The friendly teams at Dave Dracamp will ensure everything is running reliably. They'll take good care of you like you're part of their family. Visit DaveDracamp.com. That's DaveDracamp.com. Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here for Floor Coverings International. They're doing the flooring in my house, and it is awesome. You get a rave-worthy experience with Floor Coverings International, the stars of flooring. Now enjoy special financing and save hundreds off on new floors during FCI's Save with the Stars event. Enjoy FCI's all-star service, including the mobile flooring showroom. I love that. Thousands of options, down to the penny quotes, and professional installation by one local team for your entire project. Offer ends 11/30/23, so schedule your in-home consultation today at FCIPromo.com. Offer good at participating locations.
Traffic is sponsored by SB Framing Gallery, Milwaukee's distinctive archival framing.
SB Framing Gallery in the 3rd Ward can enhance and protect your artwork for generations. Framing pieces with archival and distinctive design. Learn more at sbframinggallery.com.
Wisconsin's afternoon news on Wisconsin's radio station, News Radio WTMJ.
It's 4:31. I'm Wyatt Barmore-Pooley. Your top story, the war in Israel rages on.
I'm Debbie Lozigan. We do have an accident eastbound on 94 just east of Highway G on the left. It's a spin out. Looks like it's a Jeep facing the wrong way up against the median wall, so be careful with that. They do have another one reported east of Highway 16 on eastbound 94, but I haven't laid eyes on that one just yet. We got delays along southbound 41, slowing down from Good Hope Road, pretty much all the way down past Burleigh. Northbound solid out of the Zoo interchange all the way up past Swan Boulevard. And southbound 43, riding the brakes from Silver Spring all the way down onto 4394. Does not really let up until you get past Lincoln. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Windy with light showers likely tonight, less than a quarter inch of rain, a low of 43. Tomorrow, cloudy with rain that'll become heavy in the afternoon. An inch or two of rain is likely, a high of 57. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, Israeli Defense Forces ramping up their attack in both the south against Hamas and the north with Hezbollah fighters. ABC's Ines de la Cuetara is in Tel Aviv.
Big fears that there could be a major escalation here and a possible second front. So we're, of course, talking about what's happening on Israel's northern border, the idea of confirming that they have been engaging with Hezbollah. We know there's been fighting on the Syrian border as well. Hezbollah does have a presence in Syria with rockets fired at Israel from Syria. And today we did learn, according to Syrian officials, that airports in Syria, Damascus and Aleppo, were struck. They are pointing the finger at the IDF.
American forces also deployed to the area, but Israel has said they do not want American troops helping them in the fight. The Wisconsin Assembly has passed contentious legislation barring transgender youth from obtaining gender-affirming surgery and limiting their participation on sports teams, despite a veto threat from Governor Tony Evers. Assembly Speaker Robin Vos speaking to reporters in Madison prior to the vote.
When in Wisconsin, we require parental consent and don't even allow kids to be tattooed and things like that. It certainly seems to me that something that is more life-changing than even getting a tattoo should not be allowed unless we have a different process.
At least 22 states have enacted laws restricting or banning gender-affirming medical care for transgender minors. Most of those states are facing lawsuits related to those laws. Scattered showers today, but heavy rain is on the way. Storm Team 4 meteorologist Brendan Johnson tracking the radar. He expects mid-Friday to see the brunt of it.
This is going to generate some moderate to even heavy pockets of rainfall for that late morning and early middle part of the afternoon time frame. So that's our real big opportunity for some pretty good rainfall amounts.
Most of southeast Wisconsin can expect between 1 to 2 inches of rain tomorrow. A $450 million investment will fund a massive effort to clean up Milwaukee's waterway system.
Contributing to that effort is a $275 million federal grant through the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency. EPA Regional Administrator Michael Reagan saying at Discovery World today it will be the largest cleanup project ever under the Great Lakes Restoration Initiative. Reagan was joined by Milwaukee Mayor Cavalier Johnson and U.S. Senator Tammy Baldwin. The massive undertaking will be done in phases with an estimated completion date of 2029. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
And I'm Wyatt Barmore Pooley. Citing Unlimited, WTMJ News time is 4:35.
This report sponsored by Mr. Holland's Heating and Air Conditioning. Visit MrHollandsHeatingandAir.com.
Back in the day, my favorite local band was Pigpen Ben and the Triplets. They played all the hits, but they'd sing them in Pig Latin. Man, you should have heard their rendition of Hotel Hey California K. You know, one of the hottest groups working the circuit today isn't a band. It's Mr. Holland and the Triplets, a time-saving trio of plumbing, electric, and HVAC. This tremendous triad of talent performs an extensive repertoire of repairs and replacement to get your home humming. Mr. Holland's gifted group can play a mean pipe wrench, kick it with a conduit bender, and tickle the tin snips. So when your furnace goes flat, your faucet gets funky, and your power no longer goes to 11, summon the soothing sounds of Mr. Holland's Home Services. Don't let your home get out of tune. Call 866-992-1717 or visit MrHollandsHomeservices.com. If your Ernest Fay, Umming Play, or Our Pay is overplayed, we can help.
Hun, we need to stop putting off getting life insurance.
I know. It's just been so busy, and I'm sure the cost is out of our budget.
Well, Jen told me that they got a $500,000 term life insurance policy from Ethos for less than $23 a month. All online with no complicated forms and no medical exam. All they had to do was answer a few health questions.
Wait, no medical exam and all online?
I know, right? It's not easy to think about, but if something happened to you, James and I would be...
Okay, I get it. Let's get a quote from Ethos right now. Wow, you were right. There's no medical exam. And Ethos makes the whole online process fast and easy. And look at these rates and coverage options. It's great protection, and totally fits our budget.
Ethos. They've removed all the barriers from getting coverage. Go to checkethos.com to get your free online quote. That's checkethos.com. Quote based on a healthy, non-smoking 30-year-old male with a 20-year term policy. Rates may vary.
Wealth-changing question. Has your advisor created a portfolio based only on your age and risk tolerance? That's simply not good enough. Your money deserves better, and so do you. At Creative Planning, our private wealth managers learn about you first, and then they create a customized plan and portfolio by partnering with our in-house money managers, accountants, and attorneys. Don't settle for a standard portfolio. Book your free meeting today at creativeplanning.com. Creative Planning, a richer way to wealth.
Fleet Farm's got everything you need for everyday life. And by everything, we mean top products by your favorite brands. From Blackstone to Blue Buffalo, Carhartt to Cooper, Milwaukee to Muddy, Scott's to Science Diet, DeWalt, Levi's, Purina, Husqvarna, Goodyear, Rapala, Vortex, whew, and a whole lot more. In-store or online, check out all the brands Fleet Farm carries to help make your everyday life better.
Wisconsin's afternoon news on WTMJ.
Yeah, look, I know it's October 12, 2023, but I cannot get through a single day without thinking about the 2028 Olympics, John, and I know I'm no different than you on this.
I love the Olympics, I do.
2028.
Yeah, I'm not thinking about that every day, though.
Well, I am, because it's coming to America. Los Angeles will be the host city for the 2028 Olympics.
In 5 years.
In 5 years. It is down the road. It's amazing how far out they plan these, and I get it. I understand why. Sometimes they got to build infrastructure. In fact, in most cases, you do. I'm not sure about Los Angeles. They've hosted before, but certainly an update is worthy. There's also the whole idea of which sports will be there, which events. How are the Olympics going to evolve? And we see this year to year, Olympics to Olympics. At some point, somewhere along the line, gymnasts who could not do what some of the best gymnasts in the world do were given a free pass with trampolining. Okay, we'll give you the trampoline, right? And you just kind of knock yourself out on that.
Right.
You're not going to be Simone Biles, but here's a trampoline, right? So they've invented sports along the way. So there are 5 Olympic sports on the docket for the IOC to consider. Not all of these will be adopted, but the groundwork is being laid. And the most interesting to me, the one that really jumps off the page, is the idea of 5-on-5 flag football.
American football, flag football. Wow. Okay.
Yes. So I want to go back to a decision the NFL made about a year ago, a little more than a year ago. We'd always talked about how the Pro Bowl was just an awful exhibition of football. It's not even football. What is this? The Pro Bowl was terrible. The fun part is that it was in Hawaii, most commonly.
Yeah.
So the NFL scrapped the traditional Pro Bowl in lieu of flag football. So they tried to create something a little bit different, and I do think it was more interesting. But the NFL had something bigger in mind here. And they feel that football, the sport of football, can be more globalized if flag football has a bigger stake. Because what we see in the NFL, you're just not going to duplicate that. They've tried. It's failed.
Yeah.
It's failed in the United States.
Failed in Europe.
It's college, the NFL, and that's it. Don't even try with NFL Europe or anything else. But flag football has a different level of worldwide appeal. So they're considering this. I think it's fascinating, and
Me
I do
too.
think it's going to
I'd watch
land.
that.
I really think it's going to land. 5-on-5, no linemen. There is rushing, so you need to have a mobile quarterback. It's all about the skill positions, really, at that level. Without your big offensive linemen, it's people who can catch and run and in space and evade a rusher, that kind of stuff.
Pro athletes play in the Olympics now. Pro athletes could play this.
I am very curious. Now, when we talked about this earlier this morning, one of the things out of my mouth was, there's no way anybody from the NFL is going to play in this.
There is.
I need to pull back my response.
You do pull back?
Yes, and here's why. Number one, I looked up the dates of the Olympics, July 14th to the 30th.
Yeah.
Right? So that's pre-training camp in most cases, right? Training camps are going to start around the end of that month of July.
Fits right in there.
But you're also looking at the size of your roster, right? I mean, you don't need like a 50-person roster. You're not poaching from any NFL team. Oh, by the way, there are no linemen. You just need the fast guys, the guys who are good in space, and guys who can throw the football, be a good quarterback. And your rosters, maybe 12 people.
Small.
Right?
5 play at a time.
15 at the absolute most.
Yeah.
But so you wouldn't need to go deep into the NFL. So I like to watch the Miami Dolphins play. They have a guy named Tyreek Hill, who is maybe the fastest player in the NFL. Don't you think he'd be perfect? for something like this?
And he would love it. He'd get to wear the stars and stripes. The other leagues let their players play. They encourage it. I mean, LeBron just came out and said he wants to play in the Olympics. Yes, that would be awesome.
So there is a headline here. Young NFL stars eager to play Olympic flag football. The NFL is behind this, too. Keep that in mind, right? So I don't think it's a coincidence that it could end up in the Los Angeles games in 2028. But I went back and looked because this also exists. The World Games that occurred last year, 2022, featured for the first time flag football. And Team USA ran away with it on the men's side. Women lost in the championship to Mexico. And yes, there was a women's division as well.
Nobody watches that. Nobody knows what that is.
I didn't even know what it was.
Never heard of that.
I looked at the roster, the U.S. roster. There's one person who played in the NFL. He was a 7th-round draft pick of the Bills in 2016. But America also ran away with the competition, right? These are low-level college players, right? But you just need speed, be able to catch the ball. I'm curious to see where it goes. Squash, cricket, lacrosse, baseball, softball, the other sports being considered.
I think instead of football, they should have foosball as an Olympic sport.
Hey.
Foosball. Line them up at the table and let's go foosball.
They have trampolining, so anything is in play.
Even Mark Cass could play foosball.
I might go as him for Halloween.
You don't have to be that athletic.
Talked about that.
Cass is lobbying for pickleball.
Carry a pickleball racket around with me.
Yeah, he's live in the studio. We'll get his take on all this up next. It's 4:43 at WTMJ.
What time is it?
Do you have the time?
What time is it?
What time is it?
10.
It's Lillard. He got the shot off.
Damian Lillard is officially a Milwaukee Buck, and we can get used to this.
Lillard, long range three, and it's good! At the buzzer! Damian Lillard! Are you kidding me?
Listen to it all right here. We are the home of the Milwaukee Bucks. WTMJ.
WTMJ's John Mercure here for Annex Wealth Management. Going it alone with investment and retirement planning, it's just not a great idea. It's time to have a talk with Annex Wealth Management. There's just too much at stake. Meeting with Annex is an easy thing to do, and you're under no obligation. If it makes sense, you move forward. They want you to know the difference. In a time when insurance sales are disguised as financial planning, working with a fee-only fiduciary is just a breath of fresh air. Annex operates as one team. In-house financial planning, investment, tax, and estate planning teams are in-house, and Annex makes it convenient with branches across the WTMJ listening area. And if you want to meet online, yeah, that's good. That's where Annex Everywhere comes into play. Check out Money Talk, the Annex Wealth Management Show, Saturdays at 10 right here on WTMJ. It's a great way to learn more about what they can do for you. Visit AnnexWealth.com, click the Get Started button. We did that years ago, and schedule your own appointment today. That's Annex Wealth Management, fee-only fiduciary.
If you need a place for new home interior ideas, then you have to come talk to us. Our on-staff decorators know furniture, home decor, and a lot more. And they're not only creative, but also very willing to help you make great choices. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating taste come to find premium home decor at a value. Design Exchange in Heartland and Pewaukee. Stop in often, because our inventory changes daily.
Design Exchange.
Previously, it has been gently loved. But here, you'll only find very well-conditioned premium home decor items that you likely won't find elsewhere. Distinctive furniture, unique antiques, and original art, and other tasteful home decor at a value. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating taste come to find premium home decor on consignment at 25 to 40% off retail prices in Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
Traffic is sponsored by TaybackAttorneys.com. Hurt at work? Call Tayback for the payback. An injury at work may leave you eligible for compensation benefits, including lost wages, coverage of medical bills, or a cash settlement. Call Tayback for the payback. TaybackAttorneys.com.
Let's check in with Debbie Loziga. Hey, Deb.
Hey, John, eastbound 94, just before Highway 16. It's right near Highway T. We've got the left lane blocked. It was a spin out. Looks like it was a Jeep up against the median wall. And we've got a squad blocking that left lane now, so you have to move over towards the right. We are definitely seeing delays with that. Also, another accident just east of Highway 16 on the left. Minimal delays along that area. Southbound 41, still going to be a slow ride from Appleton Avenue all the way down past Burleigh. Northbound's heavy from Blue Mound Road up past Swan Boulevard. We got westbound 94 hitting the brakes right around 25th Street, and that stretches all the way through to about Mitchell Boulevard. And the eastbound side's going to be slow from 76th Street to about 35th. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. Tonight, showers likely, windy, a low of 52. Tomorrow, heavy rain and windy, a high of 58. Saturday, more scattered showers, windy, a high of 57. Sunday, showers lakeside, a high of 55. And on Monday, cloudy, breezy, a high of 55. Right now, light rain and 55 degrees. Mark Cass is the editor-in-chief of the Milwaukee Business Journal, and we always like it when he's with us here in the studio, and we like it even better today because his lovely wife, Kay, is also in the studio.
She should have her on. She's got strong opinions, don't worry.
Oh, she does. Yeah, there's no doubt about that. Let's start with
No, foosball. We want to talk that.
Yeah, I want to start with the Olympic sports.
Okay, Greg, I didn't hear you say that. Where was pickleball? Why didn't you bring it up?
It's coming. I have no doubt pickleball will be an Olympic sport at some point.
Okay.
It will be.
You're okay. I've seen you play. You're getting there.
No, I don't know what I'm doing.
John, on the other hand, is not good.
I'm struggling.
He's struggling. He was peaking. He peaked, and now he's going back down the other way.
Yeah,
that's not good.
I played with Mark. I don't know, 10 days ago or so, and you kind of rotate usually when you play pickleball. He couldn't wait to get another partner.
He took a zero.
It is kind of weird when he switches mid-game, right?
I need somebody else.
Here's what I said, Greg. I just asked him kind of how much he weighed because man, he was getting heavy carrying him. It was just bad.
Yeah, you got broad shoulders. It's a good thing, right? Kind of also in the sports vein.
Yep.
You guys have had extensive coverage on what should happen with the parking lots around American Family Field. You wrote a column on it, which was very powerful and well-researched, like everything you do. And now you talk to business leaders, and they're weighing in. What's kind of the consensus in our community?
Some of the comments I heard kind of after my column was that I'm not an expert in terms of real estate. Okay, so I went to the real estate experts. I went to talk to people who are in the real estate industry and heard from them kind of talk about this potential. And for the most part, they said it makes sense. You need to work with the brewers. You need to work with the state. You need to make sure that there's room for things to happen there. But let's look at it because you also have land. People have to realize what's going on out there. You have land outside of the stadium district in West Milwaukee that's now open. So, you have the potential to have a lot of things go on there, even if you don't use all the parking lots. I think, and I've been saying this all along, let's look at it. Look at how well it's worked in Green Bay. Look how well it's worked in Milwaukee. Look how well it's worked in Chicago. Look how well it's worked other places. Let's at least look at it, see what could be there, whether it's a hotel, whether it's retail. Some of the things I heard was kind of interesting. Housing. Is there a chance to do some sort of apartment center? Think about the apartments that were built right up the street here, right near the arena. So you have a chance to, you have a parking structure, but then right attached to the parking structure down here is apartments.
Yeah, it's mixed use.
Is there a chance to get some use of that property 365 days a year?
I'm trying to think of the strategic angle. If the Brewers would rather just kind of focus on the stadium funding plan and not confuse people or bring up the idea of ffurther development, if they want to separate it, or if the idea of being all in on development would help secure the funding. I'm not really sure how it works.
I think it's part of it. I think what you're hearing from the city is that it's going to cost us a lot of money, right? In terms of this. So what is a way for the city to earn more money? It's to have things down there, whether it's a hotel, whether it's retail, to help the city and the county. Now, we're hearing this afternoon about a new deal to try and make this thing happen actually next week.
Yeah.
So, but there's still a city and county involvement, correct, in terms of the money. So where does that come from? Well, that comes from those of us who live in the city and county who have to help that. So what is the option to have something on that site, that would help earn money throughout the year rather than just 81
home games a
year? Yeah.
And they have housing as part of the Twins project.
They do.
And it brought a lot of density. It brought people in there, and then that made it easier for the commercial to follow.
Right. And, I think when you read the comments, they all say, let's be smart, kind of look at it. Let's talk to the people in the industry about what could happen there. Is it housing? Is it retail? Is it mixed use? It's probably going to be some sort of mixed use. Is it retail on the first floor and then housing above? Think about if you live out there and then you could walk to the games. or you could walk up the hill and go on the Blue Mountain Road. I mean, it's just kind of creating a neighborhood. They're also looking at the freeway there. Remember, I mean, as you go north, 175, trying to actually could end up as a medium. I mean, I'm sorry, at grade. So, I mean, is there a chance to change that neighborhood dramatically?
You know, and I think locally we've used Pfizer Forum as an example for what a district could look like,
Right.
and Green Bay is kind of its own world. I think the more fair comp is in Atlanta with Truist Park, when they've actually just sort of created this district.
Right. Or in St. Louis. I don't know if you've seen St. Louis.
Yeah,
has that
same
area.
idea.
Same idea, right
you know,
around there.
it's not in the heart of downtown.
Right.
It's a little more suburban, right?
Right.
It's more that direction.
Correct.
That's kind of where
I
American
understand
Family
you,
Field is.
right.
But that turned out beautiful.
It did.
That turned out absolutely beautiful.
Right.
That, to me, is a great comp for what it could be.
I mean, I just think we need to think large. I think we need to think big. There's a lot of things going on right now in Milwaukee. So let's think about, I mean, if the stadium's going to stay out there, which it obviously is, let's think about how we can enhance that area and just make it more attractive.
I want to ask you about downtown. So Kohl's is going to open down here. You've
Right next
reported
door.
on that. Right next door,
Yeah.
and you're going to be able to walk.
Kohl's Cash for John McCure. That's
oh, my
what
God.
I'm thinking.
Endless supply. From the 3rd Street Market Hall
Right.
and the Avenue, we're
Right.
going to be able to just get right in there.
You're going to go in there pretty much every day, aren't you? Pretty much on your way to
Well,
work.
that and TJ Maxx, yeah. I'm going to be in there every day. How big a deal is that?
It's huge. And I mean, you guys hear me talk all the time about energy and activity. And energy and activity is going to happen at Kohl's. You're going to get people who are going to come down here, who are going to shop at Kohl's, who are going to eat at the food hall, who are going to go to the MSO, who are going to go to the convention center and create that energy and activity. Think about maybe 6 or 9 years ago, what was going on kind of west of the river. Pre the MSO, pre the expansion convention. After 6 o'clock, you could roll up the streets, right? Now all of a sudden you're going to have all these things going on. And it's important for a couple reasons. One is it's important for the people that live here, but two, it's important for crime because if there's more energy and activity on the streets, you're going to have less crime. And then two, it's just good for the image and it's good for reputation. It's also good for those people who are at conventions, who are now going to walk out the front door and are going to see a Kohl's store, are going to see a food hall, are going to see the MSO project. I think it helps the city overall. I really do.
Yeah, back in the day before TJ Maxx
back in the
opened
day,
up,
wow.
back in the day when this place where I'm sitting was still a mall
and a food court.
There
Remember
was
that?
thoughts of Target going in.
Yes.
Target should come into
Yes.
town. I'm
Yes.
happy to see that it's Kohl's.
Right.
Not that they're entirely similar, but they're both pretty big businesses,
They are.
right? But I like the local flavor of what Kohl's brings,
Right.
because it's not had a presence in downtown ever.
And it's going to have a lot of local stuff in it. I mean, they talk about kind of really having local brands. People still want the big orange. I'm sorry, the big red thing. That's Target. They talk about it all the time. I haven't heard it recently, but hopefully at some point it'll come here. But Kohl's is a good step. Again, it's showing interest in downtown. It also shows what's gone on over the past couple of years in terms of all these employers who are coming downtown, right? Because why would Kohl's come downtown? Well, because of what you guys have added here. What's going on next door over at Milwaukee Tool? What's going on at Fiserv? Those are all adding hundreds and hundreds of employees who are going to shop at that store.
What about the soccer project, which is also right down in this neck of the woods, and the next 90 days are going to be critical to see if that moves forward? What are you hearing about what's going to happen with that?
I'm hearing that they want to have it happen, but they just haven't really lined everything up yet. They've kind of changed the project. I think they really want to do it. We'll see. I think it's a question mark still. I think, the housing project at the Iron District's under construction.
Yeah.
So, it's going to happen. And for the stadium would be a huge deal. But everything hasn't lined up yet, and it's a hard time. A hard time to get money right now because of things going on in the economy and of higher interest rates. A little bit harder to do, but very important for the city.
Did you take the hop down here to this interview?
We actually drove here because I wanted to make sure I was on time for you, John. So I was actually, but
there's no one on the hop.
Wait a second. There's no one on the hop. John, one day you and I are going to have our own ride on the hop. Wouldn't that be cool?
I'm going to take you up on that.
You and I and Paul Farrell are going to take our own personal ride on the hop. And then one day, when you're a lot grayer, it's going to go all the way out to Menominee Falls. And I'm going to take it out to your house.
I hope you're right.
I'm going to hang out at
have it
Greg's
now.
because we've heard of the crazy parties at Greg's house.
Oh, yeah.
So we're going there.
He's in the falls, too.
He is.
It
Yeah.
does.
Yeah. It's
West
here
of
now.
94, man. I'm telling you, it's happening out there.
There's no doubt about that.
Mark, it's always good to see you.
Pickleball in the Olympics. Let's work on it.
It could happen, 2028.
2028.
Always good to see you. Thanks for being here.
All right, guys. Thank you.
456 at WTMJ. A couple of words for Griffin Ford in Waukesha. My favorite vehicle I've ever had, I bought at Griffin Ford. It's a Ford Explorer I'm driving right now. It's a great car, not too big, has everything I need. And they've got the vehicles in stock right now at Griffin. 125 new vehicles in stock on the lot, ready to preview. You heard dealers say, we don't have the inventory. They have them at Griffin Ford. They will make good use of your time. Choose from over 40 2023 Ford F-150s in stock. You want an F-150? Get into Griffin Ford in Waukesha. Carfax Top-Rated Dealer Award winner. The process is simple. You want to sell a vehicle? They're paying top dollar right now. Bring your car in. They will leave you with a check. You walk out of there with a check right in your hands. How about this? A spooktacular service special. Griffin will inspect and rotate your tires, check your battery and air filter, a complete multi-point inspection, check your heat, and change your wiper blades for $129.95. I was with Jim Griffin yesterday, and he was telling me that the inventory is coming back, and at his dealerships, which have big volume, the cars are on the lot. So check it out today. Stop into Griffin Ford today.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Strauss Brands says that it's eliminating 127 jobs at its veal and lamb plant in Franklin. The company files a notice with the state that the layoffs happen in December. A new CEO for Wisconsin's largest healthcare system, with Dennis Potts retiring. Aurora Healthcare hires Gabrielle Finley Hazel. She's a regional CEO with Dignity Health in Arizona. Barnacle Buds on the KK River in Milwaukee transforms the indoor section of its bar and restaurant to a supper club for year-round service starting after Thanksgiving. I'm Rich Kirchen with MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on News Radio WTMJ.
Sponsored by the Pfister Hotel. Make your reservations at thepfisterhotel.com.
The Pfister Hotel is proud to announce a series of renovations now underway that will elevate its guest experience with added elegance, approachable sophistication, and modern amenities that will blend effortlessly with the Pfister's iconic charm. With fully renovated ballrooms and meeting spaces, all new guest rooms in the historic tower, and exciting enhancements to the lobby and other common areas, all phases of this plan are expected to be completed by spring 2024. Milwaukee may have plenty of wonderful hotels, but make no mistake, there is only one Pfister Hotel.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer. Our policy is to provide equal opportunity employment, development, and advancement to all current and potential teammates. If you are an organization that maintains a job bank, provides employment information, or gives job referrals, you may request to be placed on the station's mailing list for future career opportunities. To learn more about careers at Good Karma Brands, please email careers@goodkarmabrands.com.
Hi, this is Julie Coombs
and Cindy Storm Fisher with Storm Fisher Investment Group.
Are you a retiring professional? Worried about the direction of our economy? About making your money last?
Come see what we can do for you. Let us show you how we take care of you to help you have a great retirement.
We are at 262-796-8400 or stormfisher.com. See you soon.
Securities offered through Securities America Inc., member FINRA SIPC. Advisory services offered through Arbor Point Advisors LLC. Storm Fisher, Arbor Point, and Securities America are separate entities.
Most companies focus on the product. At Semper Fi, we focus on our people and you, and that's never let us down. That's why you can count on Semper Fi to keep you safe, warm, and dry.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry. Semper Fi.
It's fast, easy, and free to make your home safer. Drop off nasty household chemicals this Saturday from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Visit the City of Milwaukee DPW yard off of 35th and Capitol. Go to MMSD.com for all the details. Milwaukee County residents only, no businesses.
Personalize your furniture and get it in time for the holidays at Ken Michaels Furniture's pre-holiday sale.
Traffic is sponsored by SB Framing Gallery, Milwaukee's distinctive archival framing.
SB Framing Gallery in the 3rd Ward can enhance and protect your artwork for generations. Framing pieces with archival and distinctive design. Learn more at sbframinggallery.com.
The place to get caught up, to speak out, to connect and be entertained. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620 WTMJ, Milwaukee.
It's 5 o'clock. I'm John Mercure. Your top story. Speak now or forever hold your peace.
I'm Greg Madsick. The rain is here.
I'm Debbie Lazaga. We've got eastbound 94 with an accident just east of Highway G. This is just west of Highway 16. Left lane's blocked. It was a spin out of a Jeep. They're trying to get this thing taken care of, but there are delays through that area. Southbound 41 slowing down basically from Appleton Avenue all the way down to Burleigh. From the Highway Q to the Zoo, it's 35 minutes. So that's going to be an extra 21 onto your normal ride. Southbound on 43, still heavy from Silver Spring all the way down through the Marquette onto 4394. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Light rain's going to continue tonight, a low of 53 degrees. Tomorrow, the rain becomes heavy, especially in the afternoon. A couple of inches is possible, a high of 57 degrees. Right now, it's 55. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, Republican opposition to electing Representative Steve Scalise to be House Speaker appears to be growing. ABC's M. Nguyen has more from Washington.
House Republicans close another day on Capitol Hill without electing a Speaker of the House. Despite Representative Jim Jordan, who lost the secret ballot to Representative Steve Scalise, throwing his support behind the nominee, there are still more than a dozen holdouts against Scalise. Representative Troy Nehls of Texas saying he doesn't think either Scalise nor Jordan will get the 217 votes needed on the House floor to clinch the speakership. He said if the process drags out into the weekend, it may be time to try and nominate someone else. M. Nguyen, ABC News, Washington.
Scattered showers today. Heavy rain is coming. Storm Team 4 meteorologist Brendan Johnson tracking the radar. He expects mid-Friday to be the worst.
This is going to generate some moderate to even heavy pockets of rainfall for that late morning and early middle part of the afternoon time frame. So that's our real big opportunity for some pretty good rainfall amounts.
Most of southeast Wisconsin can expect 1 to 2 inches of rain. The complete 5-day forecast coming up.
Impeachment is not off the table. Wisconsin State Assembly Speaker Robin Vos explaining that focusing on actions in his office is the reason for the pause on impeachment of Wisconsin Supreme Court Justice Janet Protasevich.
I think Justice Protasevich made a mistake in not recusing, but she has said she can be an independent jurist. If we see that the contributions that the Democratic Party made to her, expecting a result in that will certainly be something that we have to keep on the table.
Judge Protasevich declined to recuse herself from the redistricting case, saying she never promised or pledged to rule with any political influence.
The Wisconsin Assembly today approving 3 controversial bills dealing with transgender rights.
There are 63 ayes and 35 noes.
Assembly Bills 377, 378, and 465 approved Thursday. The first 2 restricting high school and college women's sports to people assigned female at birth, the other banning trans health care for people under 18. The Milwaukee LGBT Community Center's transgender and gender nonconforming coordinator Beck Strait was in Madison testifying against these bills last week. They tell WTMJ.
It really just takes away the ability for trans people to live full lives.
It might all be a moot point, with Governor Evers saying at the hearing last week,
we're going to veto every single one of them.
Wyatt Farmore-Pooley, WTMJ News.
The ACLU of Wisconsin has released a statement condemning the passage of these bills.
A $450 million investment will fund a massive effort to clean up Milwaukee's waterway system.
Contributing to that effort is a $275 million federal grant through the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency. EPA Regional Administrator Michael Reagan saying at Discovery World today it will be the largest cleanup project ever under the Great Lakes Restoration Initiative. Reagan was joined by Milwaukee Mayor Cavalier Johnson and U.S. Senator Tammy Baldwin. The massive undertaking will be done in phases with an estimated completion date of 2029. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
Well, Week 6 of the NFL season begins tonight. It's the Chiefs and Broncos. The Packers will take on the Broncos in their next opportunity. Week 7, baseball. After sweeping the Brewers in the wild card round, the Arizona Diamondbacks sweep the Dodgers to advance to the NLCS.
Citing unlimited WTMJ News Time, 5:05.
It's time for Extra Points, a sports commentary on Wisconsin's afternoon news. Here's Greg Matzek.
About a year ago, the NFL made a not-so-subtle move, canning the traditional Pro Bowl in favor of a flag football contest featuring the game's elite players. The NFL has every design of growing the game of football, but understands that the traditional game is not the best way to do it. The NFL is backing flag football in every way, shape, and form. All of a sudden, teams are being developed in Denmark, in Italy, in countries that you wouldn't ordinarily associate football with. And the latest advancement? The idea that flag football could become an Olympic sport. It's on the docket for 2028 in Los Angeles. the American game played in America for the first time at the Olympic level. I think it's going to happen, and the NFL is behind it. Now, the big question is, will NFL players participate? On the surface, I would say no, too close to training camp. Coaches aren't going to like it. But after further review, with the NFL behind it, coaches may not really have a choice. If their players want to play, they will most assuredly be allowed to. The NFL does everything intentionally. They want the game to be a global sport. Right now, it's not quite that. Give it time. By 2028, it certainly could be.
Extra Points is sponsored by All Right Home and Remodeling. When you want it done right, call All Right.
This report sponsored by Pella of Wisconsin. Discover Pella now, pay later at PellaWI.com.
All right, Team Pella, listen up.
Thanks, John Kuhn. Customers love our products with limited lifetime warranties. Check out these big plays. Incredible innovations like blinds and shades between the glass.
No interference on that play, Coach.
And stylish windows with hidden screens that make game days a breeze.
Can it get any better?
It can. With monthly payments as low as $19 per window, $75 per patio door, and a free quote at PellaWI.com.
Let's go.
Whether you're looking to replace older damaged windows and doors or just wanting to revamp the look of your home, Pella offers a wide range of styles and materials to match your home's unique design. Hurry! Take advantage of monthly payments as low as $19 per window and $75 per patio door at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Get your free quote today at PellaWI.com.
6.99 APR for 120 months. Certain restrictions apply. See showroom for details. Offers at 10/31/2023.
I'm Randy from All Right Home and Remodeling. Did you know that ROI on exterior home improvements are some of the highest? Some sources say new vinyl siding nets 76% ROI and stone veneer is over 100%. Chances are you've seen your property value increase pretty significantly in the past few years. Want to increase it even more and improve curb appeal? Beautify your home's exterior. There's some great tax breaks to take advantage of too. Call us today to set up a free consultation or visit ALLRITE remodeling.com.
St. Vincent de Paul Thrift Stores has once again been voted the Milwaukee Journal Sentinel's Best in Thrift. So to all our loyal customers who voted for us, thank you. And to all who haven't been here yet, we know we have a treasure or two that will intrigue you. And at thrift store prices, you know you're going to get a great deal. And at the same time, you'll be helping us help others. St. Vincent de Paul Thrift Stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield and 23rd in Lincoln in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
We Energies want you to keep this important safety message in mind. Before you start digging, planting, or landscaping on your property, call 811 to have underground utilities marked. Calling 811 at least 3 business days before you plan to dig will help you know what's below and can prevent a hazardous situation. Our representatives will mark the underground utilities on your property for free. So remember, stay safe and call before you dig.
We Energies. People you can trust. Energy you can depend on.
Do the changing seasons have you dreaming of that perfect sun-kissed getaway? From the Caribbean and Mexico to Hawaii or Florida, Fox World Travel's expert travel advisors can recommend their favorite beach resorts with Delta Vacations or island-hopping cruises with Holland America and Celebrity Cruises. What are you waiting for? Don't miss out on the best savings of the season. Visit foxworldtravel.com or call 866-GO-FOX-GO. There are memories to be made, and Fox has the expertise to get you there.
Old National Bank.
I just got your home equity loan, and this feeling of joy and exhilaration overcame me.
Yeah, it's a phenomenon we call getting old.
Wow, so I'm not the only one?
No, small business owners feel it with expansion loans. Families feel it when they're setting up trusts and 529s. Nonprofits who need financing to help the community. And anyone who needs investment advice, they all feel it.
So it's not just me?
No, you're in a pretty big club.
Like a club I can join?
I really don't.
Is there at least a secret handshake?
Old National Bank, where relationships and results matter. Old National. Get old. Member FDIC.
Wisconsin's afternoon news is on the air. Broadcasting live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in beautiful downtown Milwaukee. Here's John McCure.
All right, everybody. Hope that your Thursday's going great. The rain is on the way. How much? And we'll time it out for you. Meteorologist Brian Isnansky will be with us coming up here in about 25 minutes on WTMJ. So you got a bathroom that you're not hot about. Maybe it's scary and creepy because you just don't like the way it looks. Maybe it just needs to be refreshed. Do you have a bathtub? This was our situation. Had a conventional bathtub. in a couple of our bathrooms. We had that when the girls were little, and we wanted to give them baths. Now we want to get rid of that. And as we age and as we refresh our house, we want a nice walk-in shower. So my friends at Sidex are putting in a great walk-in shower. It's going to be gorgeous. It's transforming our bathroom space. And even better, Sidex is going to give away a free shower tub upgrade. Let me know why you don't like your bathroom. And one of you will win a $10,000 upgrade. It's free. You'll pay nothing. No cost to you at all. It's going to be a free shower tub conversion for your bathroom. You've seen these. They're advertised everywhere. We want to give one of these away. So here's what you need to do. You need to text the word Sidex, S-I-D-E-X, Sidex, to the Old National Bank talk and text line. Here's the number. You hear this all the time, 855-616-1620. Text the word Sidex, S-I-D-E-X. We send you the information. Just got to fill something out really quick, and then me and my team are going to choose one entry based on your form you fill out, and you are going to get this free, absolutely free upgrade. It's valued at up to $10,000. So whether you got a dingy, gross, out-of-date bathroom, or you just got one that you want to look a little better, it's been on your list to do. I know it was on our list for a long time. Let me help you. Let my friends at Sidex, who, by the way, are the best in the business, take care of this for you. Upgrade and transform your bathroom space. Text the word Sidex, S-I-D-E-X, S-I-D-E-X, to the Old National Bank talk and text line. Text the word Sidex, and I'm going to send you all the information. It's very easy to fill out. You can check it out. You can get in the contest. It's running through the end of the month, and we're getting entries already. So we will fix up somebody's bathroom, me and my friends at Sidex, for absolutely free. The way you start this is to text the word Sidex, S-I-D-E-X, to Old National Bank's talk and text line, 855-616-1620. We're going to choose one of you, and it's going to be absolutely amazing. They'll do for you what they're doing for us right now, and that is taking out the bathtub and putting in a really nice shower. A shower tub conversion is what it's called. It's simple. Get started with us right now by texting the word Sidex, S-I-D-E-X, to the Old National Bank talk and text line, 855-616-1620. What's going on with the speakers race in Washington, D.C.? There are new developments this afternoon. And what about pay raises for elected officials in Milwaukee? The mayor's set up to get a $20,000 pay raise. Charles Benson, chief political reporter at TMJ4, joins us live right here, up next.
Had a rough week? Not to worry. Relax and join Jeff Wagner every Friday at 2:35 for Pop Culture Corner. Brought to you by Palermo's Pizza. Come tell us the best of the best in pop culture, and you could win a prize package from Palermo's.
When it comes to music, who is your GOAT? Greatest of all time? What is, in your opinion, that one movie sequel that was just a bridge too far?
It's Wagner's Pop Culture Corner. Fridays at 2:35 on WTMJ.
Hey, John Mercure here for Town Bank, Wisconsin's bank, part of the Wintrust family of community banks. Do you check your bank account sometimes and feel like you aren't saving anything at all? At Town Bank, they view banking differently, and they actually want to see your savings grow. That's how they roll at Town Bank. Best CD rates you can find in the market, so you can earn even more while you sit back and relax. Stop banking the same way, expecting different results, and start earning more. Town Bank, I know a couple of people have recently switched to Town Bank. For me, it was quite simple. I've been with Town Bank for a long time. About 10 years now. Town Bank has the best banking solutions and the best customer service. I know what you're thinking. I do all my banking online. What do I need customer service for? Even when you bank online like I do. I pay my bills online. I use the app, all that stuff. There's going to come a time where you're going to need some help or you're going to need to talk to somebody. Their online customer service is robust. It's the best in the business. It is Town Bank. Bank differently with Town Bank. It's my bank. It's Wisconsin's bank. I know I'm biased, but it's the best bank. Town Bank, member FDIC. Hey, start your weekend tonight with a free dinner at the historic Fox and Hounds Supper Club. WTMJ's John Mercure here. The Fox and Hounds was recently voted the best supper club in the area. With the fall colors here, now is the time to experience the Fox and Hounds near Holy Hill. They've been serving fabulous dinners for almost 90 years in their rustic timber structure. Enjoy your favorite steak, seafood, the Northwoods pan-fried walleye, ribs, even steak and lobster. Any dinner on the menu, your second dinner is free. Desserts, buy one, get one free, including that huge hot fudge sundae. Sip on a delicious Manhattan, enjoy an old-fashioned, check out the bourbon or select from over 100 wines and a great beer list. The Fox and Hounds sits in the Kettle Moraine Forest. The setting is gorgeous. Just off Highway 167, 2 miles east of the Holy Hill Shrine. With the fall colors here, the drive through the Kettle Moraine Forest is breathtaking. A Wisconsin must-see. I highly recommend the Friday Cod Fish Fry. It's all you care to eat. It's great. Tables available. foxandhoundsrestaurant.com. Traffic is sponsored by Sendik's Food Market, your trusted local grocer since 1926.
2-pound bags of large, extra large, and colossal shrimp are all on sale for $14.99 this week at Sendik's. Huge shrimp at huge savings. Sendik's, your trusted local grocer.
Traffic and weather, Debbie Lazaga, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, John. That earlier accident, 94 eastbound, just east of Highway G, that has now been cleared out of the way, so we're in good shape there. But the bad news is we've got an accident on the Locust off-ramp from southbound 43. So that's going to be adding to your headaches. Right now, delays coming in from Silver Spring pretty much all the way down past Locust. On the northbound side, backing up out of the Marquette all the way up past Keefe. We've got westbound 94 slowing down out of the Marquette all the way through to about just west of Holly Road. On the eastbound side, slowing from 76th Street to 27th Street. And then southbound 41, lots of company there from Appleton Avenue all the way down to Burleigh. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. Tonight, showers are already rolling in. They're going to continue through the night, most of it light rain. Tomorrow, moderate to heavy rain. Cloudy and windy, a high of 58 degrees. On Saturday, scattered showers, cloudy and windy, a high of 57 degrees. On Sunday, chance for showers lakeside, cloudy and breezy, a high of 55. On Monday, slight chance for a little bit of rain, mostly cloudy and breezy, a high of 55 degrees. Right now in Milwaukee, the rain has moved in for some of us. For the rest, it's just about here. It's 55 degrees. Charles Benson is TMJ4's chief political reporter and anchor. Charles, thank you so much for being with us.
Great to be here.
Great to have you here. I want to talk to you. I want to start with a national story, then we're going to move local. The U.S. Speaker of the House situation, it was a mess to begin with. Hamas attacks Israel, and now it's really become the focus because everything from a resolution to funding to helping Israel is on hold. How critical, just at a broad sense, is it that we do not have a Speaker of the House right now?
Well, I think it's extremely important that to have someone there now because nothing is moving forward, and this is putting more pressure on House Republicans who do not seem to know where they want to go with who's going to lead them in the House. So you have this internal struggle while there is this international crisis, and it's all being played out, so more eyes are on what's happening with House Republicans. When you look within the Wisconsin delegation, 5 out of the 6 are backing Congressman Scalise, who got the nomination within the closed-door meeting. And a lot of people, I think, including Representative Gallagher, thought they were going to then march out on the floor and make it official. You have to get the official vote on the floor. He would have needed 217. The split, though, was between Scalise and Jim Jordan of Ohio. What is interesting about this, as they still struggle to see how to get to the 217, is Jim Jordan is the guy saying he's behind Scalise. He's trying to get people who want him to be with Scalise. One of those people is Representative Fitzgerald. He has been behind Jordan. So right now, there still isn't the votes. And as every minute ticks away, every hour passes, and another day passes, that means nothing gets done inside the House.
I guess, Charles, a question I have is this appearance of disarray or dysfunction, however you want to categorize it, is it more damaging long-term for Republicans or short-term, that their own party is divided on what to do here?
Well, I think through the political lens of, what's happening now and how people will look at it, let's say, a year from now, it could be extremely old news. But I just think it speaks to where the party is right now. You have the former president trying to be the current nominee with Donald Trump saying he wanted it to be Jordan. So parties always have disagreements and these different sides. I think Mike Gallagher, the congressman from Green Bay, Republican, said there's no perfect candidate here. But as you've watched these battles before, it's going to be interesting to me if it's not Scalise, if it's not Jordan. who is that other person that might be in the wings that kind of emerges out of this, that builds the consensus that Scalise and Jordan suddenly back or ends this stalemate in not getting enough votes? Keep in mind, it was really 8 Republicans who voted against McCarthy that led to this situation. So we're not talking about a majority of Republicans, although the party does seem to be split over whether it should be Scalise or Jordan.
Charles, before we move on to a news story here in Milwaukee, one more question. Matt Gaetz and those that ousted McCarthy, it seemed like a lack of strategy long term. You cover political strategy every day, literally. They decided to oust McCarthy and didn't have a candidate, didn't have a game plan, and now here we sit. What happened?
And I think a lot of people are asking that same question. How do you go forward with something and not have a plan B, or, okay, if not McCarthy, then who? But I think it shows just how much of a rebel force or rebellion there is within the party among those 8. They're willing to sort of shake things up, not knowing where it might lead to down the road and what it would mean for all House Republicans who right now people are watching closely and saying, come on. Get your act together. Who's going to lead this party at a time when the country is looking for leadership and direction on some of these big issues? Not only what's happening here locally or within the nation, but the international situation as well.
Another story we've been following here this week, Charles. Milwaukee considering pay hikes for the mayor, common council members, other high-ranking officials, including police chief and fire chief. Where does this go? And I guess another question is, why haven't there been raises since 2008?
Exactly. That's what, I've covered this story for so many years, and there is normally outrage, when anytime you sort of look at paying an elected official more money. And then in this particular situation, because it's been since 2008, the size of the increases look pretty big. We're talking about an additional $20,000 for the mayor. Mayor currently makes $147,000. It would bump up to $169,000. But it's interesting, and I'm just trying to put it in perspective on, and I think you bring up a good point, because if they had looked at salary raises over time, these big increases wouldn't look as concerning to folks, because it would have been, something within the last 2 or 3 years, or they're getting a certain percentage over time. Keep in mind, though, elected officials cannot give themselves a raise. They can vote for raises that will be given to the next people who sit in that office, which could be them, during the next term. So they're voting for what the increases would be for the mayor after next year's election. So, but if you just look at what Social Security has done in the last 3 years, what they have given to people on Social Security, in the last 3 years, it was a 5.9 increase, 8.7, and then I think this year is going to be 3.2. You add that up, that's a 17.6% increase just for people on Social Security in the last 3 years. And the reason why they do that, they call that COLA, cost of living adjustment, meaning to help them keep up with the rising costs of things. So I think people would make the argument that people who are working for the city, who are elected in positions, do get raises, or should, over time. And so I don't know why they don't do it more systematically versus waiting effort. In this case, 15 years.
And Charles, it's important to point out that we talk about the mayor and the city attorney and council members, but this would also apply to staff assistants, deputy attorneys, people all the way down the line that haven't got increases in a very long time. It's from top to bottom.
It is, and when you look at what the governor makes $152,000 a year. This would put the mayor above that if this pay increase were to go through. So it is. I get it. It's a touchy subject, and it comes at a time when the city has just passed, a sales tax, and it's talked about, the burden it has been facing with the financial obligations. So people are saying, well, if you're so strapped for money, why now do this? They would argue that it has taken this long to try to get to this position, and they feel like they're losing workers or losing quality workers if you don't continue to pay them well.
Charles Benson is TMJ4's chief political reporter. Always great stuff, Charles. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
It is 5:25 at WTMJ. Charles is part of our Countdown to the RNC podcast series with Mark Cass, who you heard earlier today, the editor-in-chief of the Milwaukee Business Journal. Go to WTMJ.com, and you can always see the latest episode of that. Another one will drop here in about 10 days on WTMJ. It is 5:26, time for the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Everything in the red today. Stocks break their little winning streak. The S&P 500 dropped 27 points to close at 43.49. The Dow was off 174 to close at 33,631. The NASDAQ off 85 points on the day to close at 13,574. The Russell 2000 off 39 points to close at 1734. It's time for the Annex Wealth Management Tax Smart Planning Review. They'll review, assess, and provide strategies you can use. Go to annexwealth.com/taxsmart. It is 5:26 at WTMJ. Ben Brust is our Green and Gold insider. He's up before 6 o'clock. And Brian Niznansky, how much rain do we get and when? He'll join us right after the news here on WTMJ. A couple of words quickly here for Dave Drakamp Heating. We get sticker shock just about everywhere we spend our money these days. $100 doesn't even get you a whole lot of groceries anymore. With inflation, it seems like prices never stop going up. And yes, that includes heating and cooling. Therefore, it is crucial. Absolutely crucial to ensure your home comfort system is in top working order. To maximize every bit of gas and electricity that you pay for, call Dave Drakamp and get on their schedule today. The friendly team at Dave Drakamp will ensure everything's running reliably so you're not piling on unexpected repair costs because of neglect. And to prolong its life so you aren't needing to replace it any sooner than you must, it's Dave Drakamp. If you know you're going to need to replace your equipment, do it now. It won't get any cheaper, and you'll get to do it on your terms. Remember, you may be waiting, but winter never waits. Call Dave Drakamp today to schedule your fall maintenance or free in-home estimate and freeze inflation before winter freezes you. DaveDrakamp.com. The teams I trust are at Dave Drakamp.
Jason Rose is the president CEO of AccuRite Tax and Financial Services. They have document imaging technology from James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
I think it's very accurate to call it a partnership because it's more of a relationship that you build up over time.
And your practice has had document imaging technology from James Imaging Systems for years.
Yep, they know what you need, they know how to help, they're able to provide suggestions on future improvements or changes.
James Imaging Systems, a 100% Wisconsin-owned and managed business technology company. Here for you today, helping you plan for the future.
It's a great deal. James Imaging is the real deal.
And Jason, the bottom line for your practice?
Keep us up and running, especially during tax season.
Keep your business up and running with document imaging technology from James Imaging Systems. Call 262-781-7700 or visit jamesimaging.com. James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
Well, it's getting to be about that time. Absolutely. I'm usually hungry. Doesn't really matter the time of day, but especially now, that makes it a Palermo's night for me. In fact, we'll have the oven preheated about the time I get home. Screamin' Sicilian going in. It's going to be a great Thursday night with the family. That's right. Screamin' Sicilian, my favorite of the Palermo's brand of pizzas, but you can pick up whatever you like here. And you'll be supporting local. Palermo's, proudly made in Wisconsin for over 55 years. They are Wisconsin's hometown pizza. Whether it's Screamin' Sicilian, Primo Thin, Connie's Urban Pie, you name it, even the Surfer Boy pizza. That is also fantastic. Tried it over the weekend, as a matter of fact. They got you covered here. Morning, noon, and night. There's even a breakfast pizza made by Palermo's right here in Milwaukee. And found wherever you like to shop. Festival Foods, Piggly Wiggly, Sendik's, Woodman's, Pick and Save, you name it. It's Palermo's, Wisconsin's hometown pizza.
Traffic is sponsored by Harwood Place Senior Living. Join Harwood Place Retirement for a moving and downsizing seminar October 26th from 1 to 3 p.m. To RSVP or to schedule a tour, visit harwoodplace.org.
Wisconsin's afternoon news on Wisconsin's radio station, News Radio WTMJ.
It's 5:30. I'm Wyatt Barmore Pooley. Your top story, new developments on Brewers Stadium funding.
I'm Debbie Lazaga. Southbound on 43. We had that earlier accident on the Locust off-ramp. They were able to get that cleared out of the way. Still slow, though, from Silver Spring pretty much all the way down to about North Avenue, back on the brakes from Fond du Lac through the Marquette onto 4394. Northbound side, not much better. Solid out of the Marquette all the way up to Keefe, and westbound 94 through the Marquette all the way out to about Hawley Road. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Tonight's going to be windy with light showers likely. Less than a quarter inch of rain, though, a low of 53. That changes tomorrow, which will be cloudy with rain heavy in the afternoon. An inch or two of rain is likely, a high of 57. It is 54 degrees in Milwaukee at 5:30. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, a developing story this afternoon. An agreement reached between local leaders and Republicans in the Assembly on the Brewers Stadium funding bill. The sticking point had been the local financial contribution to those repairs. The bill's author, Representative Rob Brooks, tells WTMJ there will be a decrease in what they're asking for.
We've whittled that down now. It's from $202 million down to $135 million. $67.5 from the county, $67.5 from the city, paid over time in installments.
The bill will be voted on in the Assembly on Tuesday. Brooks is expecting some amendments when it is taken up in the Senate if it passes. There have been no changes to the makeup of the Stadium District Board, which was another sticking point for local leaders. Both Mayor Cavalier Johnson and County Executive David Crowley, however, have released statements in support of the agreement. The Wisconsin Assembly has this afternoon passed 3 bills barring transgender youth from obtaining gender-affirming surgery and limiting their participation on sports teams. This despite a veto threat from Governor Tony Evers. Assembly Speaker Robin Vos speaking to reporters in Madison prior to the vote.
When in Wisconsin we require parental consent and don't even allow kids to be tattooed and things like that, it certainly seems to me that something that is more life-changing than even getting a tattoo should not be allowed unless we have a different process.
At least 22 states have enacted laws restricting or banning gender-affirming medical care for transgender youth. Most of those states are currently facing lawsuits related to those laws. Scattered showers today, heavy rain on the way tomorrow. Storm Team 4 meteorologist Brendan Johnson is tracking the radar. He expects mid-Friday to see the brunt of it.
This is going to generate some moderate to even heavy pockets of rainfall for that late morning and early middle part of the afternoon time frame. So that's our real big opportunity for some pretty good rainfall amounts.
Most of southeast Wisconsin can expect 1 to 2 inches of rain. You can hear the latest from Storm Team 4 coming up in just a few minutes. Traveling internationally is getting easier for some passport holders. Milwaukee Mitchell International Airport will host its first ever global entry enrollment starting next Wednesday, October 18th. Global Entry is the U.S. Customs and Border Protection Program for travelers to get expedited clearance on international flights at select airports. That includes Mitchell Airport. The program provides 5 years of access and TSA PreCheck. Only those who've already applied and are conditionally approved can take advantage of this. Appointments are required. Parents in Manitowoc are calling on the school district superintendent to resign. A petition to remove Jim File from his position has amassed over 600 signatures from parents upset that File has removed a free lunch program from Manitowoc schools.
He should resign or be terminated. Let's go 4 to 6 weeks without a superintendent. It can't go worse than it is already.
To come here and say you're teaching parents a lesson? You're not teaching anybody anything.
But File tells NBC 26 in Green Bay he's got no plans to give up his job.
Some of my most vocal critics have become my strongest supporters because in the end it always came down to they finally recognized that it's always been about the kids.
File says all principals in the district have the authority to waive lunch fees for any student they feel needs the financial assistance. A $450 million investment will fund a massive effort to clean up Milwaukee's waterway system.
Contributing to that effort is a $275 million federal grant through the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency. EPA Regional Administrator Michael Reagan saying at Discovery World today it will be the largest cleanup project ever under the Great Lakes Restoration Initiative. Reagan was joined by Milwaukee Mayor Cavalier Johnson and U.S. Senator Tammy Baldwin. The massive undertaking will be done in phases with an estimated completion date of 2029. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
And I'm Wyatt Barmore Pooley, citing Unlimited. WTMJ News time is 5:34.
Sponsored by Holiday Automotive at Highway 23 in Fond du Lac. Holiday Automotive, it's worth the trip.
Greg Matzik here for Holiday Automotive in Fond du Lac. Hey, be ready for fall and winter travel in a new Chevrolet, Buick, or GMC and score the season's best offers during Truck Month and the SUV Season Sales Event happening now. Connect with Holiday and get more truck or SUV for your buck and more for your trade while you enjoy the transparency of their simplified buying approach and genuine guest care. It's the stuff that delights and makes fans of drivers from all over. I'm one of them, and so is this guy.
This is Wisconsin running back Braylon Allen, and I drive Holiday. The vibe here is real right. It's relaxed, friendly, and welcoming. They work together to provide excellent care for their guests. You can count on it.
Team up with Wisconsin's #1 Buick and GMC dealer and the Badger State's Buick Dealer of the Year on your side. Accolades are per 2022 Buick and GMC Zone sales records. Find yours and discover the difference at Holiday Chevrolet Buick and GMC in Fond du Lac and at holidaygm.com. It's worth the trip.
Welcome to our Everyday Health feature sponsored by the Freighter and the Medical College Wisconsin Health Network. Healthy joints are critical to lifelong mobility. Timely treatment of simple and complex joint problems can help keep you moving. Here to tell us more is Dr. Michael Decker, an orthopedic surgeon with the Freighter and the Medical College Wisconsin Health Network. Dr. Decker, first of all, thanks for joining us today. Why are joint-related issues so common?
Well, Jeff, thanks for having me. There are many parts of a joint, making it subject to a wide range of acute or overuse injuries, as well as more complex issues such as chronic degeneration over time. It's really important we try to address those early, get early intervention for patients to get them treated properly. It can tend to impact the hips and knees, but certainly a number of other joints can be affected as well.
Doctor, what are the types of conditions that your team treats?
We treat anything from more common injuries to more complex conditions, a number of different types of joints, including the hip, the knee, and shoulder, ankle, elbow, wrist, and fingers. Conditions can range anywhere from arthritis, from a number of different causes, to avascular necrosis, hip dysplasia, and hip and knee replacements.
Dr. Decker, we all have aches and pains. At what point in time should somebody see a physician about one of these aches and pains?
That's a great question, Jeff. I think anytime a patient has a new onset of pain and discomfort, there's no wrong time to see a physician for that issue. It could be the beginning of their first symptoms of arthritis. It could be a new injury from something they had experienced previously in the week or month. The most important thing is that gets assessed and we can educate the patient on what their issue might be and provide them some options on how we can get them back to the way they were feeling before. I think knowing that new onset pain is not something that we necessarily have to deal with, that we have options to help you get back to the way you expect to be living and the quality of life that you would like to enjoy, that's something that we should be able to offer every patient.
Dr. Decker, this has been extremely helpful and informative. Thanks so much for being with us today. Find a doctor who's right for you by visiting freighter.com/ortho.
Wisconsin's Afternoon News on WTMJ.
Let's bring in our friend meteorologist Brian Niznansky. Niz!
Yo!
Hey!
What's going on, guys?
Are you going to watch the Taylor Swift movie?
I am not, but I know the ladies of my house.
Yeah.
My wife and 2 daughters will be there on Sunday, I believe.
Oh,
they
nice.
have their tickets.
You got
Yeah,
tickets.
ready to
Are you
go.
connected? How'd you get tickets? We had Greg Marcus on the show, and we're begging for tickets.
I don't know. I feel like my wife is a planner, over planner. So I bet you she was right out in front of this. Once the moment they went on sale, she was all over it.
Oh, that's so good.
Niz, I can see it making this a solo trip. I really can. I can see you there at the theater, right? You can't make it to the show in Dublin or the Netherlands, but you'll be front row or maybe back row, shaking it off.
No, I'll enjoy some peace and quiet around my house on Sunday with some football on, not worrying about.
Now, Greg and I think we have a line on tickets. We were thinking the 3 of us could go.
Yeah,
could
bye week.
Could be
The bye
a
week
boys'
thing.
state. Yeah, the Pack's not playing.
Okay. All right, well then maybe we could do that. That's a little bit of a fun idea.
They'll let you set up your Traeger in the back of the theater so you can smoke some ribs and we'll have a good time.
That'll be fantastic.
There's something polar opposite about all this right now.
Yeah.
Although, you know what? All right, I'll go this far. I mean, I think any guy who says that they haven't at least sang along a little bit to some Taylor Swift song is lying.
Singing along right
at
now.
some point.
We're chair dancing. We're chair dancing in here. It's great workout music, Niz. You're a fit guy. Put on some Taylor Swift next time.
Yeah, I've done it. We've had plenty of dance parties in the house. Girls want a dance party, I'm all involved. It's all good.
Oh, that's awesome. All right, let's talk about the big green blob, which is now pretty much over southeast Wisconsin. And this is really the beginning of a couple days, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. We've kind of been spared today. I mean, it took a while for some of this rain to fill in, and it's starting to now, especially from Milwaukee, Waukesha, and points to the north. I think we're going to have a steady light rain through the night tonight. The heavy stuff, the main event of this, really isn't going to arrive until tomorrow. I think like late morning hours, things are going to pick up. Going to be very soggy tomorrow midday into the afternoon, and then still some pretty good heavier rain showers to go tomorrow evening. I think tomorrow is when we could see a widespread 1 to 2 inches of rainfall. And then we could still see the rain lingering at least for the first half of Saturday. When things are all said and done, I think by Saturday afternoon, we're pretty much tapered off to just hit and miss showers. I think by then, much of the area, 2 inches, maybe even close to 3 inches of rain.
Niz, is this going to be like hard, like look out, pull over to the side of the road, or just sort of lasting all day?
I mean, at times tomorrow midday and in the afternoon, it's going to come down enough that, yes, there probably will be some ponding of water on the roadways. I don't think we're looking at rainfall rates that would be equivalent of torrential downpours with thunderstorms. But yeah, it's going to come down. And I don't think we're looking at a widespread flooding event. I think what we're going to see is a rainfall that times out that's going to create some really nasty conditions at Friday night football games, really nasty conditions for if you wanted to go pumpkin picking. I have a feeling a lot of the pumpkin patches are going to be closed up tomorrow night. I mean, it's just going to be really, really windy and rainy and nasty. If you're looking to pick that pumpkin, you'll be trudging through mud, but potentially Saturday afternoon and Sunday looking better. Also, this is a big harvest weekend for a lot of farmers. I don't think they're going to be able to get out, and I think the fields are going to be too muddy for probably maybe another week before they really can start to get the tractors back out there.
All right. Yeah.
Player's going to play. You know it.
The meteorologist is about to go shake it off big time. Thanks, Niz.
You know,
appreciate it.
See you guys. Stay dry.
542 at WTMJ. Ben Brust, right after traffic and weather. Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. Join me every Saturday at noon for Experience Wisconsin. We'll check in with communities across the state for the best and brightest spots around the state of Wisconsin. Some organizations thrown in there as well. This week, it's a supper club special. Bob Prosser from Ishnala and Tom Masters from the famous Fox and Hounds.
We try to go over the top because, so many people have come from all over Wisconsin.
It's Experience Wisconsin, Saturday at noon, right here on 620 WTMJ.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. I'm looking for the creepiest tub or shower. My guys at Sidex want to replace your tub or shower. The winner gets a brand new complete tub or shower conversion installed at no cost by Sidex. Up to a $10,000 value. They're doing the conversion in my house. Go to WTMJ.com/contest. Everyone's eligible if you live within 50 miles of Milwaukee. Creepiest tub or shower. You get a brand new one. Send us a picture of your creepiest tub or shower. I'll announce the winner live on Wisconsin's Afternoon News on Halloween.
We asked people why they sold their homes to Grandview Homes instead of using a real estate agent.
We looked at a few businesses that purchase homes, and Grandview seemed to be the one that had it together. Not only did we receive a fair offer, but we were able to take as much time as we needed and could leave the house a mess.
Whether you have a hard-to-sell home, want a stress-free sale, or simply need to sell your home fast, Grandview Homes is the name you know and the name you can trust. Visit GrandviewHomes.com to discover the easiest and fastest way to sell a home.
Is your paycheck not going as far as it used to? You'll make good money at John Deere Horicon Works. Full-time factory workers at John Deere Horicon Works start at $23 to $25 per hour plus health insurance with no premiums and annual wage increases. Potential bonuses, $1,000 sign-on bonuses, and more at John Deere Horicon Works. So if you're tired of that small paycheck, move up to the big time at John Deere Horicon. Apply now at Deere.com/Horicon. That's Deere.com/Horicon.
A big anniversary diamond is one twice as big as the one in her engagement ring.
Welcome to Kessler's.
At Annex Wealth Management, we believe every portfolio tells a story. After all, we've analyzed thousands. Some reflect diligence and fortitude. Others, a mishmash of overlapping investments. When Annex reviews your portfolio, we spot what works, what might not, and then provide unbiased suggestions free from sales commissions. Every portfolio tells a story. Let's work on yours. Investment, retirement, tax, and estate planning. As a fee-only fiduciary, that's our story. Head to annexwealth.com.
Traffic and weather begins with the best in the business. She's Debbie Lazaga. Hey there, Deb.
Hey there, John. We got one last problem to deal with. The ramp from southbound 43 to 94 westbound in the Marquette has an accident. It's off on the right shoulder. The ramp itself was blocked for a while, but they've been able to move it off to the side. However, solid delays basically from Silver Spring all the way down through the Marquette. So keep that in mind. Northbound, not much better. We got backups out of the Marquette up to Keefe. On westbound 94, it'll be slow all the way out to Hawley Road. The eastbound side's backed up from 84th Street to about 27th. And southbound on 41, backing up from before Silver Spring all the way down past Burleigh. And don't forget, you can help out your fellow commuters. You can report accidents and slowdowns to the Hall Mazda traffic tip line at 414-238-9329. And visit Hall Mazda to support their Drive Out Cancer event. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
It's time for Green and Gold Insiders on Wisconsin's Afternoon News.
You hear Ben Russ on ESPN Milwaukee from 2 to 5. He's back from Vegas. Ben, thanks for being here.
Who has more regrets, me or the Packers?
Ooh, good question.
Where's our money? That's what I want to know.
All right, well, let's
do that right away. So we each gave you $100. A bunch of other people did. What happened to our money? What'd you do with our money? Explain for people that didn't hear last week what happened.
So it actually started here on Wisconsin's Afternoon News for this Green and Gold Insiders.
Yes.
We're like, hey, what do you do when you get to Vegas? Do you scope out the tables? And it turned into, well, I could put a bet down for us. And then I expanded that to all of our great stations here at the 3rd Street Market Hall. We have 101.7 The Truth, 94.5 ESPN, and 620 WTMJ. What I've learned now is Vince Vitrano of the morning show on 620 WTMJ is a cry baby.
Oh,
yes.
I mean,
we've known this for years.
I mean, the more time I've spent with him, the more I'm starting to learn. It's like, what happened? Where's my money? You know, I got a kid that's going through college. You know, like it's just like I'm starting to put it together here. So what I will appreciate is I understand you want to know what happened to your money. I'll tell you. We went with Red. I lost. It lost. It's on video. You can find it on ESPN Milwaukee's Facebook page. You can go through the whole thing. We got up to $2,500. It was a big spin.
Boy, 25 people were in.
18 people and one person, who was in the video who happens to be a part of, some bigger things that we do here happen to have
really
a little bit more
Somebody
money.
threw a little more in, huh?
Yeah, and we're not going to name names, but you can try and guess if you want.
Sure. Yeah, I got an idea.
So it didn't hit. And even that guy goes, I told you so. I go on my own show, and they're like, you scammed me. You swindled me. All these people are the same people, guys, who would have been like, hey, this is amazing, celebrating.
You did it for us.
Correct, right?
Yeah, you can't do I told you so.
So many revisionist history things going on right now. And, I'm sorry. I felt bad. If you had a chance to watch the video, like...
You did.
There was
you looked upset.
I was upset, and it wasn't because I lost. It was because people that gave me money lost. And if you can't see the true care that I have for each and every single one of your $100, then that's when I change it to, well, you're the dumbasses who gave me $100.
I am here to I am here to support you, Ben. And here's why. Because it is very easy a week in advance or 3 days in advance of a trip saying, hey, put it on red, put it on black. Once you're there, you have to get a flow. You have to understand what's happening on the wheel. You have to get in the mindset of that day in that moment in time. And something in your brain said, red has to be my play. You can't plant that 3-4 days in advance. You're an experienced guy in Vegas. I trust you. And it failed miserably. But that's okay. That's what happens in Vegas. So I support the mission, even though it failed.
So what do you think about if there is an opportunity again? If we did $100, but 90 of it went towards whatever color, and then $10 went towards a favorite number. So if we have about 16, 17 guys, there's 36 numbers. There's a fifth, like you get
Somebody's
a chance.
Somebody's
going
to win.
Yeah, we can kind of mix it up. I think we can evolve it so that way there's some onus and responsibility on the person giving the money, so I don't have to feel like I lost them at all for everybody.
So let me ask you this. So Red had hit 2 numbers in a row, right? When did you decide that you were going red with our money?
I didn't correct Greg. After this show, I had decided we're going to do red. Because if I would have gone to everyone and said, we don't know what we're going to do, I wanted to say, we're doing red, and if you want to give 100, you give 100. Because then, it's like, well, why aren't we doing black? Like, it's like, you want in, it's red, and it's 100. I had to set what we were going to do.
Or it would have been a nightmare.
And so what I've also learned playing and gambling, that ball is going to go wherever it wants to go. I, no joke, an hour before saw 10 reds on one roulette table and 5 blacks in a row on another. Like, it's just the way it goes. I've gambled enough, and I'm not trying to be like, ooh, cool, you're a gambler. It's not a great thing. Trust me, I'm down lifetime. But the ball's going to go where it's going to go. And it happened to go on 13 black. And guess what was next to 13 black? 2 reds that it could have gone into. That's how gambling works. And so no matter what's on that stupid board, it doesn't matter. I've seen back-to-backs. I've seen a back-to-back-to-back when it comes to certain numbers. 36 is what I saw 3 times in a row one time. And so, again, it's going to go where it's going to go. And it didn't go our way there.
It was fun.
Neither did it go
for
the Packers.
Yeah,
that's true.
Well, that provided a little bit of juice because the game had no juice. And you were at the game, so what was worse, losing 2,500 or being at the game?
The game did have juice.
It did.
Because the stadium was such a unique experience in comparison to Lambeau Field. And I think both experiences are great experiences, right? You have a stage that's at the new stadium that they built during media timeouts. They're playing music for 2 minutes.
Yeah.
You're not just sitting there, like you're engaged. The halftime show, they do a halftime show for every game. Now, I'm not saying that should be the Lambeau experience.
Well, they can do Cirque du Soleil, for goodness sake, at halftime.
Correct. They have plenty of options and entertainers to do stuff in Vegas. So I would say the in-game entertainment was A+. And I'm not an in-game entertainment guy, but being out there, I'm glad they lean into the environment and atmosphere. One thing I did notice as well is the people that are willing to fly out to Vegas that are Packer fans, it was really, really loud when it was 3rd down for the Raiders. And so I'm thinking to myself, if it was 100% Packer fans in that level at Lambeau Field, that's the environment that you really want in terms of like on defense. Because there's just so
sounded loud
it's
on
just,
TV.
Exactly. If it's 60% of the fans were Packer fans and it sounded that loud, imagine if you had that energy on defense at home at Lambeau Field. But I think the type of person that has the season ticket for 50 years in their family isn't necessarily the person that may be coming out to Vegas to watch the game. But if you had those 100% of fans that go to Vegas at Lambeau Field, they'd be doing more than just the wave, and Matt LaFleur would not be happy.
But there's not a roof on Lambeau, so, I mean, where you were, I mean, unbelievable how it held the noise.
Yes, and I will say, it was an ugly performance in person from Jordan Love. I don't know what it looked like on TV.
Ugly,
rough.
But, and like, I think we're getting to a point where, like, it's like a nervous energy now. Like, we're scared to criticize because we want to give time now. We wanted to anoint him right away, but now we're at the point of, like, maybe we should just continue to watch him grow. The receivers are young. But at the same time, like, it's hard because you want to judge him like a first-year starter, but you can't compare him to Herbert, Tua, Burrow, the guys that he was drafted with because they've had more time. But you also don't want to compare him to Stroud and Bryce Young and all the guys that were drafted this year. And so it's just this weird dichotomy of trying to figure out where you are with Jordan Love. And for me, it was a bad sign off of 10 days, but I blame Matt LaFleur for a lot of it because, to me, they don't look any different than they did last year.
Yeah, it's not great.
They're missing the running back. I underappreciated how much Aaron Jones means to this offense. It's so plain to see, right? They become a fullback dive team with A.J. Dillon.
I mean, Matt LaFleur has been a broken record. Now, I'll give him some slack for this year because obviously Aaron Jones has been injured, and he's gone through injury-type things, in his career. But to hear him last year say, well, we got to get Aaron Jones the ball more, well, you didn't do it last year, and when you have him healthy, you got to find a way to make sure you utilize him. Because I couldn't believe they played him against Detroit in limited fashion and ran a triple option and almost got him killed out there. So, he's hurt. You got to protect your best asset. So hopefully after the bye week they get him back because I do agree, Greg. He just opens up so much for this team. Him and Christian Watson are only the true speed guys on this team. And Aaron Jones has a little more physicality, as we saw. Christian Watson didn't have that.
Right.
Against
ESPN Milwaukee's Ben Brust. Good to have you back.
Good to be back. And again, thank you for being the most respectful of the loss.
We believe in you.
I support you, Ben. I would do it again in a heartbeat.
Me too. I'm in.
Just win next time.
That's done by you guys, but thank you.
All right. That's going to do it for today's show. Thanks for spending part of your afternoon with us. We'll see you again tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your night.
For over 6 decades, Blaine's Farm and Fleet's Toyland has made wishes come true for everyone. Starting Saturday at 7 a.m., the tradition continues during Blaine's Toyland opening weekend. Like top toys from Barbie, Hot Wheels, Melissa and Doug, and more. Plus, shop our Super Weekend doorbusters throughout the store, like 30% off select dog and cat toys. And select men's, kids, and toddlers' outerwear styles are half price. Blaine's Farm and Fleet's Toyland, where wishes come true for everyone, starting Saturday at 7 a.m.
Hey, WTMJ's John Burke here for Floor Coverings International. They're doing the flooring in my house, and it is awesome. You get a rave-worthy experience with Floor Coverings International, the stars of flooring. Now enjoy special financing and save hundreds off on new floors during FCI's Save with the Stars event. Enjoy FCI's all-star service, including the mobile flooring showroom. I love that. Thousands of options, down to the penny quotes, and professional installation by one local team for your entire project. Offer ends 11/30/23, so schedule your in-home consultation today at FCIPromo.com. Offer good at participating locations.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Strauss Brands says that it's eliminating 127 jobs at its veal and lamb plant in Franklin. The company files a notice with the state that the layoffs happen in December. A new CEO for Wisconsin's largest healthcare system, with Dennis Potts retiring. Aurora Healthcare hires Gabrielle Finley Hazel. She's a regional CEO with Dignity Health in Arizona. Barnacle Buds on the KK River in Milwaukee transforms the indoor section of its bar and restaurant to a supper club for year-round service starting after Thanksgiving.